Hello, everybody, and welcome to whatever episode this is. I think it's 7.
7.
The very 7th episode.
It is the very 7th episode.
Happy 7 Day, everybody. It's Roll20 presents Tom of Annihilation. Look out, here he comes. He's dangerous. Hi, everybody. Hello. I've been running around doing a million things while we've been getting ready for the show, and then everybody's been bugging me about how there's a crackle in the audio, and it's been a very hectic 20 minutes for me, so I'm feeling a little frazzled. Welcome back, everyone.
New life as a Blade Runner.
Welcome back.
How are we doing? Dave, it's been a while since you appeared in this jungle with us. How have you been?
Pretty good. I forgot to sleep because I started reading Xanathos. There you go. Hashtag ad. Hashtag on brand.
Hashtag ad.
Hashtag Xanathars.
Hashtag Xanathars. Hashtag D&D. Hashtag Watsy. Yes, I also spent some time with the guide to everything, and yeah, there's some cool stuff in there. We're gonna see some new exciting magic spells from Alec today.
I didn't spend any time with the guy.
Sure am.
That's okay. You already picked your level 3 stuff. You don't have to make a meaningful choice for a while now.
Wow.
It's fine. You just got level 3.
All my choices are meaningful, Adam. Come on.
So, Dave, congratulations on not dying, even though it didn't have anything to do with you. We're happy to have you back. And you're gonna be level 3 when we get started, so that's cool.
Sure am.
So we'll talk about that momentarily. It's funny if you're only watching this on twitch.tv/D&D, you see us once a week, but we see each other every week the day before. So these like, hi everybody, how you been doing since yesterday? How's it going?
I mean, this morning's stream is, I think I'm the only one of us that streams like before we do these things each day.
Yes.
My this morning's stream devolved away from video games and into me just standing around being like, look at all this cool costume stuff I've got, and like donning various LARP gear. That was my stream for like 2 hours. It's great.
Nice. Are you working on some Ishii cosplay? Is that
can
we expect that?
That would be really hard to do, if only because Ishii is like non-humanoid in terms of like face shape.
Did you see when I did the frost dragon face paint?
Here's what I'll do in the overlay. I'll just make your webcam very small. There you go. Perfect. You're not gonna be able to see that unless you have the stream open. But now you're tiny.
Fill that remaining space with me.
the green screen
Make me 70% larger.
Oh my god, it's too good. I'm gonna leave it for the rest of the episode.
No,
It's okay. We don't really use this overlay that much, but it's too good. You're so small.
the way I would do a kobold LARP-wise, and the way that we do kobolds at Underworld is just red, like red face paint.
Are kobolds in your LARP?
They're goblinoid in our LARP, so they're not reptilian. Draconians are reptilian, however.
Right. I always loved the way that role-playing games classify, like the taxonomy of animalia in role-playing games, the difference between a beast and an aberration, and like whether art thou a goblinoid or a draconian, and the way that all shakes out, because it matters, right? Like you might have a ranger with a racial dislike.
Adam, it's like the difference between a giant crab and a huge giant crab.
Right, yeah. You don't want to be mistaken for a giant crab when you're like, excuse me, I'm a huge giant crab, okay? Get out of my business.
Thank you very much. I did not go to Huge Giant Crab Community College for nothing.
Oh, it's a title.
Associate's
crab
huge
giant crab.
My associate's crab degree.
Yeah, let me get it. And he pulls out the little degree. Look at this. Yeah, and then you get killed by a fork, so it's fine.
Trident.
Yar. I'm not a fork.
It's not a fork.
So
It only has 3 tines.
I know.
That's
So we only have 4 hours for this part of the adventure. So let's do it. Let's just do the thing. I was gonna talk about the Vietnam War documentary I was watching this morning, but there's no time. We don't have time.
Sounds like you're already doing it.
No, I'm not. Back off, Ken Burns. So let's jump into it. Let's do the thing. Let's play the Dungeons and Dragons, though there has been neither dungeon nor dragon so far, but that's okay.
Why? I'm in this whole campaign.
You're dragon-esque, okay? You're dragon-esque. Dragon-like.
Wow.
Dragon
I'm
style.
feeling
The
very.
shade. Indeed.
I'm feeling very attacked right now.
I mean, you're a kobold, so that being attacked shouldn't last long. Cool. All right. So a few things to paperwork first. Dave, we leveled up.
Yep.
We did the leveling up.
Yep.
So for you, my Dave friend, are you taking another level of sorcerer?
Sure am.
Okay. And level 3 is the time at which you become whatever kind of sorcerer you're going to be.
It's always been some kind of sorcerer.
What type of... Yeah, so is there a level 3 choice for sorcerers? Or is this just...
Yeah, you choose your meta magic.
Right, yeah. So what are you choosing?
I choose... I'm going to paste them in chat because I'm the best. Because I already filled that out.
Thank you, Dave.
Boom. Chose Quicken Spell.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Chose Twin Spell.
Dope. What's the name of that Final Fantasy item that lets you cast like 4 spells when you cast 1 spell? What's that thing called? Do you remember?
W item.
Yeah, you got to get on one of those. So this means...
It's not called the Quad Spellinator? That would be a better name.
No.
Quadruple-barreled magic wand.
Yeah.
So Quicken Spell allows you to cast bonus action spells, which means you could cast 1 spell basically of any level now if you use this, and then another spell that's a cantrip as so you could like Firebolt and do the other thing.
Yeah, so Magic Missile, Firebolt.
Yeah, or like dodge action, Magic Missile.
Yeah. Double move.
Yeah.
Spell.
It's interesting because it works the opposite to the rogue's action economy, and then the rogue just gets more actions. And in this, it just makes your current actions faster, which is quite cool. I like that. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to do that.
And then Twin Spell
is spending points to attack 2 targets with attack spells.
Right. And it has to be single target, not AoE or multi-target spells. Because that would be confusing or not very powerful. It would either generate a new magic missile or generate a lot of magic missiles. And how many sorcery points do you have at 3rd level?
I have 3.
Oh, not bad. Okay, so you can do what, 1 of these, and then you can do each one. Or how much does Twin Spell cost?
It depends on the
Twin
level.
Spell
the level,
cost,
right?
Level of the spell. Okay. What I can also use it for is regenerating spell slots.
That's right. Yeah,
so it's a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, it's been interesting, and I think Dave, you and I were talking about this a little bit earlier. It's interesting playing in this type of campaign where often it's long rest encounter, because we deal with things in daytime chunks rather than in hour type chunks. So yeah, it changes the value of those things. But there are dungeons and more like granular exploration stuff like Firefinger. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, because it's like the great thing about sorcery points is regen on a short rest, so you get more spell slots throughout the day. But we haven't really done anything that's mattered, but maybe it will.
Yeah, totally. Okay. And because I know you, and because I know your strategic mind, I'm guessing you're not going to roll for your hit points.
No, I have 20 HP now.
Okay, I dig it.
Disappointing.
Okay, Hercules. Okay, so you're gonna take you can take the HP. You haven't seen that clip?
The Kevin Sorbo disappointed me.
Oh my god, it's so good. So Kevin, all right, we'll just take a second here. Kevin Sorbo, at some point in the filming of Hercules, verbatim
Kevin Sorbo disappointing.
Verbatim reads off the script. So the script says he's supposed to say this disappointedly, right? That it says disappointed in brackets and then the line. But he shouts the word disappointed as though if it was part of the dialogue. It's great. Top notch, like mid-level internet humor. Go look it up. Anyway, and then you get some new spells, right, Dave?
Yeah, sure do.
What spells have you chosen? Or do you want to just like bust them out when you use them?
I'll go halfway.
Okay, all right.
I use the opportunity to drop a spell and learn a new one, replacing the pathetic and frankly outdated Witch Bolt, which might actually be better, but I don't want it anymore.
Harsh Toke's Witch Bolt called out.
For the sick new.
Come at me, warlocks.
High NURPS level Chaos Bolt,
nice.
Which is much more interesting sounding and way too complicated. And I don't quite know. It's not written entirely clearly, so I'll have to get a ruling off of you. Yeah, because you roll 2d8 plus d6 for damage, but then you use one of the d8s to determine the damage type. But I don't know if that means it stops being a damage die. It doesn't say, but I think that's the intention, because otherwise it's really strong.
What's it called? Chaos Bolt?
Chaos Bolt.
Chaos Blot? Okay. I think, I think so. As I look this up, side note, when I used to work at a game store, and we had a list, we had a banned list of words that if an RPG or supplement or part of an RPG had any of these words in its title, we immediately were like, this is probably not good. I mean, obviously we would actually read it, but this was the watch list. Chaos was on there. So was darkness, grim, but Chaos was the chief instigator of this problem.
I don't think you've read the best RPG of them all, Grim Chaos Dark.
Right, the Chaos of Grim Darkness. Okay, Chaos Bolt. On a hit, 2d8 plus 1d6 damage. Choose one of the d8s. The number rolled determines the type of damage. If you roll both numbers, so it deals 2d8 plus 1d6 damage no matter what. Nice. And if the chaotic, leaps to a different creature, make a new attack roll and make a new damage roll, which could cause the energy to leap again. What was the part that was unclear?
Whether or not this die determines the damage roll. Stopped it being a damage dice. And
no. I mean, it says pretty clearly on a hit they take 2d8 plus 1d6 damage.
Okay.
You just use one of the d8s. So do you want to roll the first d8 that you roll? Because we won't actually have physical dice in.
It sounds like he gets to choose.
Yeah, I want to choose.
Oh, right, you choose one of the two because then you you have two options and you pick.
Okay. So if it's resistant to something, he knows that.
Okay, great. This sounds like fun.
It's like the strongest level 1 damage spell by a huge margin.
Wait, level 1, 2d8 plus
2d8 plus 1d6, but it could be 3 damage, right?
Change the damage type,
and you can twin it, right? Because it's only got one target.
Yes, I can.
I know what you're about. All right, you're gonna keep that other one in your pocket for later.
Yes.
All right.
The thematically appropriate.
I'm super excited
for that.
Probably
not the strongest, but
so it's
the most fun.
Plus 6
I'm
is
excited.
22.
Potentially 22.
So Guiding Bolt is 46, which is potentially 24, right?
Yeah, but it's for babies.
I understand that it's for babies. I'm just saying in terms
of
damage dealt.
A lot of level 1 damage spells are actually really strong.
Yeah. It's to help you survive. So, party who is not Malik.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Where did you? Because we're gonna skip the there's 3 days of travel or whatever. I want to jump to Port Nyanzaru. I want to jump into Port Nyanzaru. So, where would you have taken Malik to recover? And B, who is with him when he wakes up?
Malik was with me at the temple of those guys that we went to see.
The temple of those guys.
You know those guys. I don't know. I can't remember who they were. But those guys, if they have recovery places, that they know us.
Savras.
And me.
Savras, yes.
Yeah, Savras. That's the guy.
Yeah, the Temple of Savras. Grandfather's Tembe. That's where you met Red Sidequest.
Yeah, that was where I met Red Sidequest.
Yeah. Okay.
I may also have the secondary objective of trying to find Red Sidequest.
So you want to take him there to recover?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So
because he got along with the Savras guys, so.
So do you want to? I mean, I imagine there would be a donation here involved because they're not a hospital, right?
Fine.
We have to sell all of our gems and things.
So let's do a little bit of that paperwork. So
let's go see Wakanga again.
How much?
Wakanga.
That'll be great. Where's my missing potion? So let's have you pay for the donation. How much do we think that would be?
How much do you think it's worth for me to get a place for Malik to recover?
I think it's by donation. So if you're just I can't really afford it, they will still take care of him because
I will give them a wonderful. Let's see how much gold I have. Hang on. I will give them a wonderful 5 gold because I only have 9 gold my whole life.
All right. So grandfather's a Tembe. And his acolytes, they find a place for Malik to recover because he's not dead, right? He's not they don't have to tend to him. He will get better on his own. There was a long fall. He has a concussion, and so he'll get better.
I was well, I could get a room at the tavern, but that's the Thunder Lizard Tavern or whatever.
So does anybody volunteer to stay with him? Or are you just like, tell him when he wakes up we're gonna be at this bar?
I mean, I'm a cleric. I'd be fine with like hanging out with him. Also, we kind of knew each other before Little Fox and Ishi came around, so.
I mean, also, Little Fox carried him the whole way from Firefinger. She would stick around.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah. If Little Fox wants to stay, and then I would probably do like the, are you sure? Like, this is kind of my thing. I'm fine. If you don't, okay, you're not talking? That means probably yes. All right, I'm going to go, I don't know, sell this a lot of copper.
She just like obstinately sits down next to wherever Malik gets put and stays there.
Little Fox, not that I want to, interrupt your whole process here. It's great. I like it. But you have all this stuff that we need to get rid of or sell or change into other stuff.
So with one hand, she lifts her pack and hands it to you. Her pack, which weighs 150 pounds.
I can't lift it. I
can lift it, but not with my pack also. So I would probably just put like the gems. I don't have the mask. We gave the mask, right? We gave the mask.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
With like a heavy clunk of coins, right? They're just like shunk of.
So you put it down in front of Ishi, and the response is, "Oh, okay." Tries to lift it like. Like pulling on the straps and
like barely moves.
I love the idea of you putting the straps on and trying to move and just like hanging there by the straps. Like
little one, it's quite all right. And I feel like in town, Arcturus isn't wearing chainmail or anything. He's just wearing traveler's clothes.
Okay.
So carrying 150.
That's an important detail.
Would be fine.
How? I guess. So do you want to go back to the thundering lizard, and stay there? Because you can't sleep. There's not enough room here at the temple for you to sleep all together while Malik recovers. It's only going to take him a couple of days, but you'll want to have a home base.
How far is the Thunder Lizard from here?
It is across town.
It's like all the way on the other side.
Yeah, so if we are looking at Port Nyanzaru, the Temple of Cyprus is here, and the inn is like way the hell down here.
Is there any place that's closer that is an inn? Maybe we can ask the people at the Temple of Cyprus.
Not really. Like the Temple of Cyprus is in a whole different like ward with like private. Remember, it has like all these private estates and stuff around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, as much as I love the giant jaws and atmosphere, could we perhaps find a place that's a little bit quieter?
It's technically possible, and I know of a couple of places that'll probably be quieter, but also most of them don't like me.
Yep, that's true. That is true.
Right. And like I remember in the back of my head, like you stealing that potion from Wakanga, and I'm like, of course. That's fine.
So, Thundering Lizard then?
Quite.
Okay. Yeah, I mean your two main options. I'm looking for the other one, but yeah, it's like the thunder lizard, and then there was the quieter one that you kind of avoided because you'd had some trouble there in the past.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's do the business. So you want to convert your copper and all your other stuff?
Yeah.
Is that the plan?
Yeah, so that we can appropriately split it up.
Okay.
Because having a bunch of copper and silver and gems isn't really divisible.
Okay. Whoever's responsible for this, whoever's gonna do this thing, you can roll. I guess it falls under persuasion. Basically to like get a better rate from like a money changer.
Wait till I'm awake.
No, we can't. What's your charisma, Ishi? Do you have persuasion?
Because
you're very talkative.
I have a +2.
You have a +2 to charisma. Do you have persuasion as a?
No, I don't. But I have a.
Malik, just in his sleep. No, don't do it. No.
So
you shut up and be unconscious.
So I have persuasion and I'm proficient
over
in
his
it,
face.
but my charisma is +0, so I just have a +2 as well.
I mean, the two of you can go together, and one of you can help the other, so you can have advantage.
Yeah, that's definitely what's happening.
Okay. All right.
So
because I took the bag and Ishi's coming with me.
What I think we're gonna do is we should go see Wakanga. Wakanga will you trade all this stuff for value, or gold for copper or whatever. I'm sure he'll help us out.
Really? You want to go to the man that you stole from?
I don't know if you realize this, but I've stolen from like pretty much everybody on that street. So
Right, and we get a shot of the street, and there are like pictures, like hand-drawn pictures of Ishii in the window that's like no admittance, and there's a picture of a kobold.
So because there's got to be like the Temple of Joaquin Phoenix. They like that's like legitimately their jam.
Yes, there is a coin changing service at the Temple of Joaquin. Absolutely.
Is there a similar service where Wakanga is, or would this be like a favor?
Wakanga's a shopkeep, right?
He's a merchant, so we can sell him the gems and stuff.
Yeah, you could sell him stuff, but he's not a money changer. If you show up to his house with 2,000 copper, he's gonna be like, "What the fuck, guys? I'm not a bank." Yeah. But the Temple of Joaquin, absolutely their jam. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I feel like you would be like, "Let's go to Wakanga," and I'm like, perhaps first I have business at the Temple of Joaquin.
Yes, okay, fine. I know it's really heavy and you want to get all the copper out of it. Let's go do that first.
I don't quite remember how much gold I gave. Did I give 5 gold to the temple before?
I don't know.
I think I did.
That sounds like a number you would give.
Why do you keep giving away our gold for nothing?
It's mine. My gold.
My gold. I started with it.
How much is the health potion that we stole worth?
50 gold.
50 gold.
Yeah.
How much is a gem worth?
50 gold.
Okay. Cool.
Would you like to have a scene at Wakanga's where you pay for the potion?
I'm not going to Wakanga's. I was giving it to the Temple of Joaquin with the understanding that they supported the merchants. Because if I give it to Wakanga, then it's admitting that it's stolen.
Oh my god, I love it. No, it's so good. It's so good. You're not asking for forgiveness. You're just praying for the god of mercantile like systems to just work it out. You're praying to the market.
Well, I mean, the thing
I
is,
pray
is
to
that
the trickle-down economy.
Ishii said that if we just go and give this back to Wakanga, then he'll know we stole from him, and then the relationship will be like not as good or whatever.
That's
and
so
I understand that as a thing, but
I hope on an
also-
out of character level, you're all aware that as soon as we go into Wakanga's shop, I'm gonna steal something else.
No, that's totally fine. But like Arcturus, as a person who follows the rule of law, is finding a way to feel like it's been paid. And
I like it. I really like
the Temple of Joaquin, they said that they like the money that is donated goes to the merchants of the city. So then I'm going to.
They lied and said that it goes to the merchants of the city.
They
say the money will trickle down.
Yeah, exactly. Joaquin the trickler.
Well, not young. I'm an
Joaquin the trickler
person. Okay, I believe them, and I will give the remaining.
Okay,
gold.
So we go to the Temple of Joaquin.
Welcome to the episode where we spend 4 hours debating Forgotten Realms' economic process. So you go to the Temple of Joaquin.
Yes.
Okay, so we see the beautiful golden dome of Joaquin shining in I think the sort of early light of the day. We can hear the sounds of the ocean gently lapping against the shores. This is after a 3-day rainstorm. You've traveled, long to get here, but you're back in civilization, and people are out and about, happy that the rain is abated, at least for now, and the market is in full swing, and you pass through it and reach the Temple of Joaquin, where, as before, people are standing in its golden radiance, making business deals. You see lots of handshaking and parchment signing, and the various clergy of Joaquin are there to witness and to seal, for a price, of course, these business deals. So Ishii and Arcturus, you approach the temple with the intent to.
We want to exchange the amount of copper and silver and gems we have for gold.
Yeah. So inside there is absolutely a window where you can approach to do this. So you walk up to the window, and there is a young clerk of the temple there behind a set of metal bars. Just in case, and she welcomes you to the temple and asks you what you require of the temple.
We got coins to change.
And she smiles and says, "Then you have come to the right place." She brushes a dreadlock out of her face and draws up her ledger, opens it up, and So what are you looking to exchange?
I don't have your.
We
character sheet.
have 2,000 copper pieces and 730 silver pieces.
Okay.
And 4 gems.
All right. Let me get my.
Was there any gold pieces there
No.
to be split?
No. It's all copper and silver.
I just
That's
I
fine.
just wanted
That's
to
what's for.
divide
Okay. So sorry, it's
appropriately.
2,000 copper
Got some copper.
and 700 silver.
730 silver.
730.
pieces.
Okay. And what do you want to convert it to?
Gold.
You just want to convert it up to gold. You don't want to convert it into gems or anything.
I don't
Okay.
know.
So what's the value in gold?
I don't know.
273.
Yeah, I think so.
Let me, because again, I think it's base 10.
They keep changing the
I
thing.
know.
Yeah.
Let me check.
If
It's-
it's 10
It's
copper to
93.
yeah.
93.
It's 93.
'cause
Okay.
I'd
The
take
730 silver is essentially that 7,000 copper, and then
Okay. All right.
we have
93.
9,300 cents, which is
Yeah.
equal to 93.
20 plus 73. Okay. All right. So 93. So their base rate by way of like, it's a tithe, right? So you're in a temple and it's a tithe. So the base rate is 15%. But you can make a roll to try to bargain.
So how is the Temple of Joaquin not just a like hotbed of graft? Right? Like this all sounds fucking awful.
That's a great question.
They make you do all the business deals there. They fucking tax
Right?
you on all your shit. Yeah,
Go
it's like
figure.
how would anyone ever trust these people?
Because there is literally a divine entity empowering them. Right?
It's so messed up. It's like if there was a god of payday loans in the temple, right? Like it's so messed up.
Right. Because if you need to open a business and you need money, yes, you could go to one of these secular banks, but you can't trust them. They're just a bank.
Look,
Joaquin
They
will
don't, they're not
protect
backed
you.
by a god.
Look, have you never been to Joaquin Cash Now? Like,
Oh my God. Joaquin will bless you until payday.
Okay.
You need to
some
buy a
very
wagon?
Clever
You need to buy a
con
wagon.
man.
No questions asked. I don't care how bad your credit is. Come on down to Joaquin's used wagons. Okay, so
All right,
15.
liquid.
15%, 15% tithe. If you'd like to make a roll,
which is like 12 gold pieces, more or less.
Yeah.
Or 14 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to. Yes, Ishi and I are both standing in front of this person as they count and weigh our money, and I can't imagine that Ishi is not yammering on.
of course she is. 100% all the time. And a lot of what she's saying at the moment is questions about this place and what they're doing with our money because she's never come in here before. This is not like Ishi, street urchin territory.
From what I understand, Joaquin is a goddess of mercantilism or something similar. I don't know.
Yeah.
I spoke to one of their what would it be? It wouldn't be a cleric. It would be priest.
I think it would
Maybe
be.
priest is the generic term for a person who serves a god. Yep.
Yeah.
I spoke to a priest for just a moment before we left. I would absolutely love to learn more about this religion. It's quite fascinating how it ties in with the economics of the area.
Why? It seems really greedy. Like they're taking all the money from everywhere and putting it here.
Well, I mean, where better than in service of a god?
Exactly. That's right.
In my pockets.
And they're charging you for the service of them having lots of money already.
Exactly.
And being
'Cause
able
where
to
else are you
like
gonna
take
go?
your money and convert it.
Yeah. Listen, you're gonna need to be at least level like 15 or 20 before you would take on a bank. Okay, there's no room for a little level 3.
But I mean, how is Joaquin not an evil deity?
Because people like commerce, and because there's a like a cultural layer. Remember, Joaquin's a transplant god, right? Joaquin is a neutral goddess of commerce who is beloved of the Omnians, who brought her here, and with her prosperity, right? And so people culturally equate prosperity, monetary prosperity, with Joaquin and with her temple, right? Because they have all the money, and you aspire to be like them, so you can also have money. And if you go and pray at the temple for a cost, of course, you will have future success in your business.
Okay. So, we give you all this copper and silver, and you give us gold, right?
She nods. Yes, or
Okay,
gems
good.
if you prefer.
Do we have gems?
We have a few. Yes, I think for the moment we probably need to gear up, as it were, and so having is our gems particularly useful as currency here, or should gold be?
She says, well, based on the unstable nature of gems as currency, it would behoove you to convert them to gold. Everyone agrees on how much a piece of gold is worth, but a gem, you might find that merchants are more likely to haggle, to tell you that they're not worth what you believe that they are.
She's just nodding along with this. So he's like,
They don't call it the gold standard for nothing.
She nods. Precisely.
So yes, we have four. What are they? Rubies or something?
I think they were just gemstones. So it's a mix of like
miscellaneous
tourmalines
gems for
and
50 gold.
little gems.
We have four. I don't know what they are. The minerals on the surface look different. They're like.
So she takes out a jeweler's like loop, and she says, "Let me have a look at them."
Yes, quite. Here you are.
So you take out the little like bag you're keeping them in and give it to him. She like takes a look at them, and she says, "There's 4, right?"
Dave, you were saying that we might have had some left over from the earlier time when we got the the historically significant statues or something.
I have something, but it's not a gem.
Yeah, those were different. I've got the statues.
You
still in
wanted
my-
to do stuff with the
but
statues.
4 gems separately, and if I remember correctly, I identified those as 25 GP each. So you'd remember that in case she tries to scam you.
We had gems from a later encounter.
Yeah.
So you think you had gems from a previous one?
If it's on your character sheet, you have it. If it's not on your character sheet, you don't have it. End of story.
Dave,
Okay.
you
No,
don't
don't
have
have it on the character sheet.
Okay.
Okay.
Rip.
Yeah. Write things down. So so how much gold do you have? Or how many? She gives you the same price I gave you, right? Their jam here is to skim off
200 gold for the
their-
gems.
Yeah, their
Four
jam is to
gems.
skim off the top, not to like undervalue the gems.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there are 4 gems and they're 50 GP each.
Okay. So if you want to convert those to gold, so it's a total of 293. So whatever 15% of all that is.
15% of 293 is just a. Oh.
Wait. That's giving 5 GP each gem.
No,
it isn't.
293. You had 93 before.
93 is all the copper and silver.
All the copper and silver. Yeah.
is 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I was doing
Yeah.
decimals wrong.
So 293, 15% of 293 is like 15% of 300, basically.
Well, we wanted to make a roll to try and lower that.
30-ish, a little bit
So
less.
let's get that persuasion roll.
Yeah. So
math on
I
string.
think that Ishi and I are talking, and you're saying something about how like, isn't that like why they give all that money and da da da.
I like your Ishi voice.
It's a good
It's
Ishi
good.
impression. Everybody gets to
Sorry.
do it once.
And she probably comes back to us with the like, and this is how much you owe the god or whatever. This
I mean, yeah,
tithe.
she says the tithe to Joaquin is 44 pieces of gold.
Tithe.
She nods. Yes. For our
Explain-
service.
Explain this to me.
But wait. You have your price. That's great. What I think we should organize here is if you want us, a group of amazing, fantastic, very brave adventurers who go out into those jungles and come back with really valuable stuff, to come back here again and do the same thing again and spend more money, the tithe should be better. A little bit less.
She
Just a little bit less.
she kind of like looks at you like, I do not decide the value of the tithes. They are passed down to us from the prophets of Joaquin. I really have no flexibility around these things.
The prices
And
of
God
mine.
said
the
unto man, 15% seems fair. Don't you agree?
Right? Right? It is traditional. The traditional
Well,
15%.
it's funny that you say that because the prices of times that I pay are passed down to me by a really big
On the-
furball.
I mean, on the
who'll
other-
get mad if I don't come back with all the money that I'm supposed to have for
On the-
you.
Right, and on the other hand, right, Joaquin is a god of trade, and so but bartering and haggling is a part of it. So let's see. I think she
Okay.
has to. She's like, let me go and gather unto you my manager, so that you might speak unto her.
So who's making the roll and who's helping?
So yeah, one of you
I feel
roll
like
with
who's
advantage.
making the roll.
You want me to make the roll?
All right.
I
Okay.
feel
Yeah.
like with the role play, you're making the roll.
So
right?
Sure.
if you I'll hit this. So if you can get if you like manage to get a 20 or better, she'll drop it down to 5%. If you can get a 10 or better, it'll be 10%. So there's a pretty good
cool.
chance to get 10, and I'll give you that long bomb for
Yeah. All right. Cool.
5.
So I will roll our
And I'm
persuasion
helping, so
with
it's-
the help of our friend. Yeah.
So
18.
close. Okay.
There you
All right. So yeah,
Can
you
I guidance? Can I cast guidance?
No, it's too late. Already rolled.
Ah, fuck.
I have a question.
Yes, little fox.
If we were already wealthy,
Yes.
would there be a better rate?
Totally. Like
Great.
like a
Just
near
checking.
near zero rate because
Asking for a friend.
those who bear the blessing of Joaquin, they get a special rate.
For our platinum edition Joaquin Special Club customers, the
Uh-huh.
rate is only
God, can we please get out of this bank? I'm done
Right.
with this.
I mean, you
shit.
think all the dangerous shit in Chult is in the jungle? You think the death curse is the problem? There are only two things to be afraid of in this world: death and taxes, my friend. So this is the other ultimate boss.
the death curse and then the tax curse.
So
Okay,
at 10%
so
at 10%
293 minus
you get
30.
Chat has thankfully done the math for us. Yeah, you get
Yeah.
263 gold and 7 silver.
Yeah.
Thank you. Dave.
Okay. I will just write that down and then we can split it up and I'll take the gems off of my list because we don't have them anymore.
So if Little Fox had been there and then they'd been like 15%, she would have either murdered someone or left with all the money and just paid for everything in pennies like an old lady.
Just handfuls of copper.
So I feel like, and this is the way that Arcturus is like justifying it. He's like, oh well, we just paid them 30 and I paid 5 before. So Arcturus would drop 15 gold in like a tithe box and consider Ishi's theft paid off.
Why are you putting the money in the?
Okay.
We just gave them money.
I will take that out of my portion.
All right. All right.
But
I was about to say,
right
better be out of
now-
your share. Cause
No, it's
goddamn.
definitely out of my share.
Okay.
But
Do you
yeah.
have? But yeah, I mean, you respect the gods, and this is a temple. Do you
Yeah.
have inspiration right now, Arcturus?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, you would have gotten it again.
Thanks.
Because this game apparently is pay to win. So one of the priests sees you put the money in the box and nods. Joaquin respects the powers of trade, and you're not giving away your money. This is not a donation. This is an exchange for
This is an
Joaquin's good
investment
fortune
in your
Yeah.
future and
They're-
your family's future.
Yeah, they're taxed. Listen, they're taxed differently. So, and that's
Also,
the
like,
thing, right? Like,
This is literally what televangelists say, but like, it hurts me. It hurts me. That this
except
is a
that
thing.
except that unlike in the real world, there's actually a god behind all
Yeah.
of this.
Okay.
Okay.
Joaquin is
So
settled.
we're done with
Yeah,
Joaquin.
so you walk out of the Temple of Joaquin feeling some combination of accomplishment and being bamboozled. So like did we just get screwed, or is this everything is good? I don't there's
Is this a normal amount
yeah,
of
is
being
this are we
screwed?
yeah. Okay, great. So meanwhile Malik, you I think you probably wake up while Ishi and Arcturus are out. So Malik, you come to, and the last thing you remember is the claws of a terrorfolk digging into your chest and feeling the world slip away from you. There are maybe fever dreams of being, maybe you remember the canopy of the jungle The sound at one point you hear the sounds of like battle as remembered in this dream, and then you snap to, you wake up suddenly, and you are in a room that smells of wood stain and of old books. You can smell the sea in the air, and and you suddenly come to, you wake up with a start.
There is also the smell of a 300-pound furbolg.
So, Little Fox, what are you doing to occupy yourself while? Because I assume you're not just sitting there staring at Malik like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
I mean, you assume that.
Okay, maybe you
might
are
be wrong.
All right.
No, I think she's like sitting like right next to him, and like over the however many days, like she slept there, just like slumped. And then like as he wakes up, she's holding one of the statues. Those like 4 stone statues. She's just like,
oh, the ones of
looking
the
at it.
the little like folkloric creatures. Yeah.
She's just like looking at one of these statues, and she's had them like out on a little, like maybe just on the floor in front of her, and she's been like arranging them in different configurations and kind of like thinking about it and like, looking at them.
So, Malik, what do you do when you awaken?
Our savior is, but he probably like screams and sits up because, the thought was like, oh god, he's gonna pull me off this cliff and kill me.
Yeah,
and that's the last thing he remembers. So he's
and then there's just like this huge hand on your chest, just like pushing you back down.
it's okay.
And Little Fox just like carefully puts the statue down and then does one of these, and then picks the statue back up.
What in the name of Atar has happened? Where am I?
The city.
But we were climbing the... How did we finish? Is everyone okay?
Except you.
Oh yes, except me.
I killed all the lizard things.
Wow. I guess, thank you. Thank you for saving me. How did you get me back here? It was a week, 10 days.
Carried you. You're very small. And I didn't save you. This did. And she like puts your backpack on the bed, and she has like tied little like some kind of like jungle reed or frond into like little bows on it in a little crown, because it's, it's the hero of the day. It saved you. And she like pets it and is just like, you should thank it. Caught a branch. Otherwise you would have hit the ground.
I fell off Firefinger. And I'm alive? Wow.
Something or someone is looking out for you.
I'm
she
sure
shrugs.
They must be. I know I've always been lucky in card games and the like, but well, thank you. And I guess thank you, trusty backpack, as well, though.
No problem, buddy.
You're like, wait, what? Still a little woozy.
Yeah.
A little flap on top.
Hallucinating the flap. No, and like Little Fox puts down the statue and then gets like really intense for a minute and is like writing close against your face and just says, careful, luck can run out. Don't count on it.
I certainly wasn't planning on risking falling off of that. No, I'll try and be more careful, I suppose. I overestimated how well I would do against all those terrafolk.
I am hired to keep you safe. Don't give me an extra thing to keep you safe from. With yourself. Don't cause trouble. The fishman is bad enough.
And you're like low leaning over him, and he like smiles and he tears up a little bit, and he like goes up and he like grabs as much of you for a hug.
Yeah, and she'll like give you a squeeze. It's like, it's quite a bit too tight.
Big like Harry and the Hendersons moment. Right?
Yeah, and she's like kind of like bristly, like all of her hair is like almost spines. And she's got like fuzzy forearms. And stuff.
I'm pretty spiky too.
I guess you have scales.
I do. It's like, oh, I suppose this is. Well, it wasn't so much a secret as.
Yeah, and she shrugs. I spend a lot of time with scaly things. It's fine.
Yeah, of course you do. What about the mission? Did you manage to retrieve the mask?
Yes, she got her mask back. It's not hers. It belongs to someone else. The Fishman says that it's magic.
Oh.
And she shrugs.
I have a name, you know.
Didn't smell like magic to me. At least not very strong.
I'm sure I could have a look. Those kinds of things, artifacts, rare items, what I studied after all. Wow. Well, gosh, I can't believe we made it all the way back. And weirdly, I feel better for the experience somehow.
Yeah, and she like kind of gives you a little pat on the chest. Now that we know you're not dead, I'm leaving. And she like picks up her much lighter bag and like throws it over her shoulder. Ishi's getting into trouble somewhere. I can smell it. And she just like walks off.
Smash cut to Ishi lifting something from a stall somewhere.
Yeah, so the question is, we have to go back to Joaquin because he has that notebook that he was gonna maybe give me. Wakanga. Sorry, we went to Joaquin.
Yeah, we're gonna go see Wakanga anyway.
You want to steal another thing from him? Thanks.
I've got stuff to sell to Wakanga.
You have stuff to sell to Wakanga. It sounded like Malik wanted to get a look at the mask if we can get a hold of Azaka again.
Yeah, I mean, so Azaka, she has like a place that she lives in Port Nyanzaru. When she's not out in the jungle. So she would have gone home, and you would have made a plan to meet with her at the inn that you're staying at after a certain
Thunderling Lizard or what a Thunder Lizard.
You can just tell me like, all right, we're ready to meet with Azaka again, and we can do that scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were there any other quest turn-ins that we had, or it was just Firefingers?
I mean, and we say this like jokingly, but yeah, I mean, we have like kind of a quest log going.
We've got okay. Here's my thought. Right, we've got the statues that Malik wants to do something about, like a museum or like some place where artifacts.
Here, you know what? I'm gonna add a handout for you, and we'll just call it quest log, and everyone will have access to it. And if you go. There you go. And if you go to if you open up the quest log character or whatever the handout, you can go to edit info, and that will allow you to add in whatever quest that you want to track or what.
Okay. So red side quest.
So
already did it.
So what is red side quest is you want to get to the
whoever those thugs were that were outside the Temple of Cyprus that like harassed the monk.
Now you didn't ask the monk. You didn't ask the monk what the deal was with them, right?
No.
Okay, here, let me.
I followed them out, and then it was like probably shouldn't.
Yeah. What was the name of the automaton that Wakanga wanted us to find in the jungle?
Yes, right. Let me check for you.
We have the quest to go see the old lady who might know something, the like witch lady.
Yep. The seer prophet oracle lady.
Yes. Okay. So Azaka told you about the there's a person in the jungle who might be able to help you. You didn't get any more detail about her, but there's some kind of like
we got where?
Seer or something. Yeah.
We got the location.
We got the location, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was like some marker on the big map that I would recognize if we were on the big map.
Yeah, it's like down in the southwest.
I thought it was more by the Kobold Mountain.
Yeah, I thought it was like left of Nyanzaru.
Oh, is it? Okay, well we can look at the map anyway. But yeah, so she said there was something that you could go and check. Orlunga. And no, it's west. It's south of the Mistcliff Mountains. Orlunga, off to the west. Remember, because you'd have to go through Camp Righteous and Camp Vengeance to get there.
Yeah, and then Wakanga, it was some kind of automaton in the jungle.
Yeah, Wakanga was like, yo, if you run into wherever this like, it was an explorer who lost who like lost their statue or whatever, right? They're a servant. Yeah, so that was a thing. And you don't know where that is. You don't know anything about that, but that's something
No,
to
that's
find.
just if we come across it.
Yeah.
There was a name involved though.
Yeah, let me take a look.
Vorn, was it Vorn?
Yes, that's it.
Vorn, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's that on your log of quests. And yeah, Dave, you have Malik has some stuff that you want to do with the statues you found. And then also don't forget Kir Sabal.
Ah, yes, Kir Sabal.
Yeah, the
Got it.
Aarakocra city.
I was hoping we'd forget Kirstabal.
Fucking bird people. And then obviously the big quest on top of all of that,
Find
the
out
death
what's
curse.
going on with the death curse, yeah.
The
Which
soul.
I'm assuming will have something to do with the Sararak, who we don't know about in game yet,
Yeah.
but who we,
Probably.
titular character.
Yeah.
Um,
That's right.
Oh, also Tinder. Tinder, put Tinder on there.
Tinder?
Yeah, the dragon.
There's a dragon somewhere. There's a dragon in the jungle.
Named Tinder.
Yes.
Yeah, named Tinder.
Which you don't know anything about.
Known
But
for his
you
mighty
know-
swipes,
That's
both
right.
left and right.
But you know about that, like in-game, in-character, Ishi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
mean, I think it's one of those common rumors, like, if you see an object on the horizon flying around, people are like, "Ooh, it's probably Tinder." Like, there's a terrible red dragon in the jungle, but
When you talk to that one NPC in town,
Red
he
is the
says-
same color as me. I want to meet this dragon.
yeah.
Okay. So those are the quests that we currently have. Good to
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check out Ishi's prospects on Tinder.
Yeah, exactly. Go check out Tinder. So, yeah. So I guess, what is the thing that you want to do first and foremost?
We should talk to Wakanga and do our mercantile stuff first.
Okay.
and then as a follow-up to that, my inclination is that we should find the Robbit that is his friend or
Vorn.
whatever.
Yeah.
Born.
So that's going to be tricky because you don't have a location.
We don't know where, yeah.
But we should start on that. That seems like a cool thing to do.
Yep. Okay. So you want to go and visit Wakanga Otamu?
I do.
All right. You know where he is. You know his shop.
Yeah, my dear friend Wakanga. We've had many interactions in the past. Let's go see him.
So the four of you, then we see you entering. We hear the tinkling of the bells as you enter Wakanga's shop, which, as we mentioned before, is like a potion and scroll shop. And Wakanga.
Wakanga!
Yeah, and Wakanga is
We're
there.
back!
So
Like
he,
yelling to
yeah,
the store.
he's in the shop. I think he's doing some business with someone. Maybe there's another adventurer. We see a sort of like paladin type sweating in his plate armor, purchasing some potions from Wakanga, and he turns and sees you. And I guess you're in, right? You're like, Wakanga, you come in,
Yeah.
and he puts his hand on his sword like, a kobold. And then Wakanga is like, whoa there, friend. This one's, and he's like a friend. Like he's this one is known to me.
I put my hand on my sword as well, because fuck this guy.
And he slowly takes his hand off his sword and he shakes his head and says, well, where I'm from, creatures like that, well, we meet them with the end of a sword. But if Wakanga says that you're good people, little one, I have nothing to say. And he kind of like swashes out of the place, his cloak flapping.
As he's going by, you know where I'm from, we don't threaten people with death the first time we meet them, but maybe I'm just from a better place than you, and then walk past him into
This
the
the two
paladin
of you.
definitely gets shouldered through by the fox, like as if he doesn't even exist. She's
Yeah,
just like,
bam, and he like staggers back with a clatter, and I think he like puts his hand out on a shelf and almost knocks over some potions, and he's just like, this continent sure is strange. I can't wait to be back in Waterdeep, and like strides out.
No, he's not worth our time.
And then I think the whole time, like the beginning of our time in Wakanga's shop, whoever's talking, that's fine. But like, Arcturus is keeping a close eye on Ishi, like up until the point where the conversation like gets distracting, and then Arcturus probably forgets to do that. So like you obviously have the chance to do whatever stealing, and you could probably do it without Arcturus noticing you as well. But the point is that like
You're
Arcturus
trying to
starts
pay
off
attention, yeah.
trying to pay attention and then probably gets distracted.
Yeah. So you come in and you're like in the shop, and Wakanga is smiling, and he says, "I'm so glad to see you're all still alive. The jungle is a dangerous place." And he takes a long look at the group and he says, "And looking well too. No one got malaria, I hope."
Well, even if they did, I'm perfectly capable of taking care of a disease.
Yes, of course. Did you find the wizard's statue from the book?
Not as yet.
And he scowls and he's like, well, good luck on the next attempt. You are going back into the jungle. You haven't come to give me bad news. Not giving up, I hope.
No.
Well, Wakanga, I am personally injured by the idea that you think that we couldn't come back safely like we are now and in a better position than when we left. You're the one who said for me to help them. And does that mean you weren't confident in myself and Little Fox?
I say, gesturing upwards at my large companion.
And he says, no. With the two of you on watch, I'm sure that our northern friends are perfectly safe.
I don't know. I'm thinking of asking for a new set of companions. I mean, they did let me fall 300 feet off a tower.
Yeah, but you're fine.
Yeah, and he laughs. He laughs and he
Malik,
says,
I think the word
300
let is a
feet.
bit strong here.
I'm kidding. I owe them my life. Thank you for connecting us. It was surely the will of the gods that we were traveling together.
And he puts his hands up and says, don't thank me, friend Malik. You are doing all of Port Nyanzaru a favor by taking them into the jungle.
Hey, what? I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. And
he laughs and he
instead-
says, so have you come here to spend some of the riches you discovered in the wilderness?
I have for you a very valuable thing. This.
And then it's a ring worth 60 gold.
And he takes a look at it. Do you remember where you got this? This was in the on the body, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
He takes a look at it and he's like, a lovely object, but don't you think you would have better luck at a jeweler, someone who trades in these sorts of things? Unless, of course, it's magical, in which case he's like holding it like, ooh, no, you can't have it back.
It could be.
I don't trade in could, my friend. And he puts it down on the counter.
So is it magical or it's just a ring?
It's just a ring, yeah.
But Ishi can't really go to other people because Ishi's stolen from all of them? Is that what
I mean, that's a
I
narrative
stolen from this guy
thing.
too.
Stolen from him too.
I scoop the ring back off the desk and shove it in my pocket and go like,
Well, fine. You don't want my business with my valuable items, then I'll go elsewhere and trade my valuable items to people who will appreciate them more.
He says, it's not that I don't appreciate it, Ishi. It's that it's just outside of my milieu. And he gestures around like, look at all this cool magic shit I got around here.
You do have a lot of stuff.
This is a boutique operation. I don't deal in trinkets. No offense.
Yeah, that's fair. Everything's valuable to someone, and you do have a lot of stuff.
I say, like looking directly up at Little Fox, like lots of stuff in here.
And Little Fox just like is like patting your head, kind of like reassuringly, just like, okay, yeah, you didn't sell your thing. That's too bad. She's not really paying
Grumble,
much
grumble,
mind.
grumble.
No, I was hoping to do some business. Again, with something.
We got a
of
druid
mutual
scroll.
interest. Yeah.
Arcturus interrupts you in the middle of whatever you're saying.
You were dead.
You were dead.
Wakanga gives you the same look he might give someone who's having an epileptic seizure on the floor. Like, are you okay?
Sorry, I forgot that we had that druid scroll that no one could actually use because we're not druid.
He would be willing to buy a scroll from you. He says, a scroll? Now, that's more interesting. Let me see it.
What is it a scroll of?
I forget. I just have scroll. I'm not very good.
You just
I'm
wrote
taking a
down
good-
scroll.
I'm taking a good look around the shop again.
It was we had this. You had like the it was a magic. I forget.
It was a level 2 druid spell.
It was It was higher than that. It's a commune with nature.
With nature. Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
God.
That's
Okay.
it.
It was a scroll. Is a magic scroll for scroll. It's a level 5 spell. Commune with nature.
Okay.
It's something no one could do, so I was just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but it's still valuable.
Yeah. So you
Sorry.
wanna let him take a look at it?
Yeah, it's like Malik starts saying something, and then like I suddenly remember with the like I deal in magical shit. I was like, oh.
All right. So you hand him the scroll, and
Sorry.
he takes a look at it and kind of and like turns it over in his hand and like looks at it. Interesting. But best to confirm. And he sets it down, and he begins to chant strange syllables, moving his fingers through the air in arcane gestures. And after a moment of chanting, there's a sort of glow in the air, and his eyes flash with blue light. And he picks it up, kind of turns it over in his hand, and says, "Ah, yes, magical indeed." Sets it down, blinks a few times. And says to you, and you would be willing to sell this to me?
And I turn to Malik and I say, I'm sorry that I didn't. Lots of things happening in the jungle. But if I'm quite correct, I don't think that this is something either of us can use.
He shakes his head. No, nor I. A spell more suited to those attuned to nature, I think. But we get all sorts in my shop, and perhaps there would be a druid, servant of Ubtao, that could find this handy.
I just had a fantastic mental image of some big lizard, druid, some big lizard folk druid
Yeah.
or something.
I mean, this is a shop for adventurers, so.
Yeah, absolutely. I would confer with Malik about making sure that it's something that he couldn't use, and then I'd be like, yes, we have no need of it.
No, we don't. Though it is still certainly worth something. And just a quick aside, as we're talking, so you don't tend to lead these kinds of conversations with, here is a thing that is not useful to us.
Yeah, we don't really
It's
need
not
it. Here's
how
our
we
trash.
really-
Oh, I'm
I'm sure under the sea it's very different.
Hey, so quick side note, Adam.
Uh-huh.
What is the most valuable thing at Ishii level?
They don't listen. He has learned not to keep anything valuable at Ishii level.
like price tag wise.
All the
as I'm-
expensive stuff is high up in locked cases.
Is that, yeah, as I'm looking around the shop.
Again, I think the only thing that you would have even a chance to snag stuff would be like a potion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
a
from the
level
bargain
1 common. So the only common potions in the game are potions of healing or potions of climbing. So if you grab a potion, it's 50-50 going to be one of those
Sweet.
two.
I love that. I'm gonna do that soon.
All right. So
Yeah, so definitely Arcturus is unused to the idea that you present
you don't say.
something as value.
Malik, would you try to haggle over the price of the potion or of the scroll?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Do so, but at disadvantage, given that your friends have thoroughly thrown this negotiation under the bus.
What if I were to help, though? What if I were to
In
speak
what
up?
in what way would you possibly be capable of helping? Not to say that it's impossible, but I'm curious.
So he goes to like pull it across the counter or whatever, and Little Fox's finger just comes down onto the desk and just like stops it
Uh-huh.
dead. And she leans in real close to Wakanga and just says, I can use this. We're not selling it. And like she just goes to like put a hand around it and like start a fake argument.
Make
with
a
Malik.
all right. Here's the thing. We'll say if you can make a successful deception check, then he might believe you, and
Cool.
then we can
I'm
go.
spending my inspiration. I'm gonna try to do this.
Nice. Okay. Do it.
I get a
You
14.
get 14. Okay. I mean, it's not unreasonable, and it's only kind of a lie because in the future you might become a druid, right?
Yeah, well, and
so yeah.
as a furbolg, she's kind of had one foot.
All right.
in
Okay. So
that,
I think Malik, you can make this as a regular check now and not at disadvantage.
And so yeah, the like haggling process, right, is you convincing me to like part with this thing, and Little Fox is just like, no, needs to be more money. Like there's that whole thing where it's like you're haggling with me as well.
Yeah.
I like it.
So that's going to be our bargaining strategy.
Okay. All right. So let's make this roll, and then we'll take a break. So yeah, go ahead and make a persuade roll, Malik.
Pew!
Nice.
15.
Okay, got 15. All right. I will consult my Dungeon Master's Guide and come back with a relatively fair price given the market.
Relatively fair price. Oh, jeez.
A fair price
geez.
given the market. When
15%.
when we return.
Nerd.
Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. This stream is brought to you by Roll20, an easy-to-use virtual tabletop dedicated to making tabletop RPGs accessible to everyone. Join the adventuring party at roll20.net. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Going into part 2 of today's episode of Roll20 presents Tomb of Annihilation. Elf, you're still tiny. It's so good.
God damn it.
Such a good for playing Kobold. All right. So, I think given the economics of the situation, that your dear friend, Wakanga, is willing to offer you 200 pieces of gold for this particular scroll. 200 pieces of gold. So he says to you, for a scroll of magic such as this, I would be happy to give you 200 gold. Now, if instead you wished to exchange it for goods from my shop, I would be happy to give you store credit in the amount of 300 gold.
Okay. I think we should do that, though. Yeah, I don't want to make. I thought a spell scroll of 5th level was on the rare table, which is 500 to 5,000.
Dude, but you can't use it, and the higher the level, yes, the more powerful the magic, but the less likely he's going to be able to sell it.
That's true.
He's like,
okay.
Great, thanks for this 5th level spell scroll. No one will be able to buy.
So I tell you what we'll do, because it's probably going to take quite a long time to go through. Do you have a list of what spell scrolls he has, or does he just have spell scrolls up to a certain level?
It says he just has spell scrolls of up to a certain level at a certain price.
Okay, if you give us those, I'm happy to, while we're doing more RP in the city, to pick things if the rest of the party's happy for me to make a list of like contingency spells.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
Like,
could.
I want a slow fall
care
one. Malik wants a slow fall spell scroll if he's allowed to get.
Okay, that's fair.
Like he said to Little Fox, not leaving that to chance again. And just things like that we don't want to waste our spell slots on, but will be incredibly useful in specific situations.
So yeah.
Does slow fall work on everyone? Or is it done a single person?
It will be ones that you can cast on other people.
No, I mean,
like
is
the
it a
spell-
one-to-one spell? Like one person casts it on one person, or
You can cast spell scrolls on other people.
Well,
But
anyways,
it might be
fine.
one
Yes.
person at a time.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it depends.
Yes, you should do that. That seems totally reasonable, Dave, and I think that's a
Yeah,
fairly
because otherwise it takes quite a long time to go through the amount of spells we have available to us and work them out.
Because the only other thing that would be good would be if we could buy like something magic that gives better armor class or a +1 weapon, right? Those are, in terms of like my character's goals for shit to get, like.
I mean,
+1
basically
weapon
the
is
same. Like better
top of my
equipment is
list.
the only thing that I can.
But I have no idea how much that kind of thing would cost.
And I'm already rocking the fantastic von Saberberg saber, so it's fine.
Okay, so I guess we want to ask that first because for Ishi you use Dex, but for Arcturus, one of the most powerful things that we're going to be able to get with gold is aiming for that plate armor, which we can't get really particularly soon, but we do want to save towards. But like I say, we're getting an option of having stuff that's worth more than it's worth in gold. So I'm happy to
yeah, I'm just kind of curious what our options are. But so Adam, sorry.
Yes.
What all does Wakanga carry?
I mean, the game module doesn't specify exactly what scrolls he has, but it just says he will help them as best he can, including selling them minor magic items. He has uncommon and common potions. He has 1st and 2nd level spell scrolls. So I think like if you need a 1st or 2nd level spell, you can.
Yeah, we can buy it.
You can buy it here.
What constitutes a minor magic item? I know we're getting into some like deep.
That's it. Those four things.
Okay, those are the minor magic.
Uncommon
items.
and common potions, 1st level and 2nd level spell scrolls.
Great. Cool. Well, then let's buy that stuff with the store credit. That seems like our
You could buy
best bet.
3 first level spell scrolls with the credit if you trade them for that 5th one.
Okay, is it 100 for a first level and
Yeah, and
200?
it's no. It's 100 for a first level and 550 for a second level.
Okay, I'll have a real quick look then.
This guy is lowballing the shit out of us right now.
He's the only person in town that sells these things.
Right.
And he pays his
Hey.
tithes to Joaquin.
Mhm.
Hey, so side note, I rolled a sleight of hand check while all that conversation was going on.
I saw that. You gotta
She
be
got a
careful. You're
14.
gonna fail one of these, and then he's gonna catch you, and he's gonna be real pissed.
Yeah,
Because
My
every
passive
he's
perception
not stupid, right? And
is
every time you show up, something goes missing.
I don't notice because my passive perception is a 13.
All right. 1 to 3. Yeah, anyone with a passive perception of 14 or higher notices Ishi doing this.
Yeah, you beat mine by 1,
Yep.
Elf, and you are lucky you did, because also if Little Fox caught
All right,
you,
so
she
one
would
to
beat
3,
the
it's a
tar out
potion of
you.
climbing. And then 4, 5, and 6, it's a potion of healing.
yes.
Okay, you get a potion of climbing.
Sweet.
Put it on your sheet.
This is the part where I imbibe it and then climb up to the display cases.
Like he wouldn't notice.
You're like, I'm gonna come
trying-
back when I got some rogue levels.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
All right, so
are
what's
we
next
just?
in town?
We're basically like Dave is gonna look at what the best scrolls would be, and then we're just gonna go to the next place.
Yeah, we're
Um,
going to assume that we do the trade first credit, and
So
Yeah,
if
I'm
we're
just
going
planning.
back into the jungle,
Mhm.
we were very low on rations last time,
I'm going to pack twice as much food as last time.
and we're going farther this time. No matter where we're going, it's farther than Firefinger.
Hey, hold on, wait. We got some things to do here first.
I know. I'm just saying in
Oh,
terms
okay,
of like
we're
things
just-
to buy.
Yeah.
So
Also, sorry, one last thing is that Dave, for you, I was started eating your rations while I was carrying you
Right.
back. So we ate 6 out of 19 of your rations and all of mine.
Right, and then
rations.
everybody assume because we elided the other like 3 days or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, cut the rations down.
So
Yeah,
we
it was
spent-
4 days. There's 4 additional days worth of like ration time.
Can
so
I
we
like
spent
make,
14 out of your 19, Dave.
can I make a survival roll to see if I fed myself those days or if I needed to do the rations?
Yeah.
Let's just say that all the rations are gone and that we made it back. and that we don't
No,
need to
that's
do any
money.
rolls.
I don't have that much money.
The rations are cheap.
I'm gonna
So
see if
so
I-
apparently he's Arcturus. Yeah, go make a survival check.
with guidance. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
I did
yeah, that's
con,
fine. You
and
didn't
then
have
a
to-
con.
Yeah, you didn't have to spend those.
Oh well, I would have recovered the next morning anyway. So. Or lesser restored myself. I don't think a con save is necessary unless there's worse.
No,
symptoms.
don't worry about it. It's fine. We can elide all that stuff.
Okay, so I fed myself and still have 5 rations.
Yes. Okay. So what else do you want to do in Port Nyanzaru? Do you want to go back to the Temple of Cyprus and ask that dude
I
about
was
the
gonna
deeds?
ask the Temple of Cyprus guys,
Okay.
about
Who goes there? Just you and Little Fox, everybody.
does everybody want to come? I mean, she basically goes like, "Well, last time I was here, there was a group of ruffians, and they were being rude to the priests, and I want to find them."
I do owe the priests of Severus gratitude for keeping me safe while I recovered. Well, them and Little Fox, of course. I'd be happy to come along.
Okay.
I'm totally down with going to see the temples.
Okay, it looks like we've got the whole
gang.
crew, unless Little Fox is doing something else. But
Quick rules question, Adam. Do you require the components of a spell?
No, because you use the components when you when you create the scroll.
Okay. Because I'm looking at identify, but you've previously allowed us to just learn what they are.
Yeah, because that's the rule. Identify is you don't have to take a short or a long rest to identify a magic item.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know
identify is
which-
way less useful in this than previous editions because all you have to do is just like fondle an item for an hour and then you know what its deal is.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Continue.
No,
I
it's
just
okay.
wanted to check while I'm doing my side stuff.
Sure. So, well, I mean, we can do something else if you're not going to be, if you're doing homework, you're not going to be able to be present for the scene at the temple, right? So, if you want to just put that aside
I've chosen
for now.
the three. I've chosen the three anyway.
All right, what scrolls did you take?
I would like to take Scroll of Featherfall, a Scroll of Bless, and a Scroll of Unseen Servant.
Okay, so bless is for Arcturus.
Anybody can use a spell scroll, but
No,
yeah.
this is a conversation that came up. It has to be on your list to use it. If it's not on your list, that's why we sold this scroll. You can read it,
Okay,
but you can't use it.
Not Unseen Servant then, because none of us can cast that.
Yeah. I know it's confusing, but no, that's how it is. You can figure out
Right.
what it is, but it has to be on your list to be able to activate it.
No, neither of us can use 5.
So, but we are getting bless because I can.
Bless is good.
And that if it's on a spell scroll, it doesn't require concentration, or it still does.
It does, yes.
Does yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't cost a spell slot or anything.
No, exactly. It's an
It
item
takes
you
an
can
action
use.
to read.
Yep. Use an item.
Can you cast another first or second level spell?
Only if they're a bonus action.
But like it's not subject to
Right.
the rules.
You're
of
not
being
casting a spell, you're using an item.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Picking another one now.
Okay, but anyway, we're going to the Temple of Cyprus to check out where that one guy might be if he's harassing them more. Is that what this is? Red side quest time?
That's my plan. I want to follow up on Red Side Quest.
Well, let's do that.
Okay.
I'm going to get Silent Image as the third one.
Okay. All right.
Bless is on yours. I'll take the other two.
I'll put it on my scroll of bless, not just scroll. Got it.
Not just magic scroll.
Okay, so we'll look up the like specifics, like
Yeah.
stuff for scrolls when it comes to it. It may actually be still casting a spell, even though use an item is like its own thing. But whatever. Okay, all right. So we return to the temple of Cyprus, the great eye looking skyward, and it's much quieter than the temple of Joaquin. There is a sort of library feel to the area, and it's surrounded by the villas of the various merchant princes and other rich folk of the city.
Ichi finds looking for the same cleric from last time.
The grandfather's Tembe.
Yeah, the one that like Malik was talking to before.
Yes, the guy that was being hassled by the dudes. He's the head priest.
So I'm looking for that guy.
Okay. Yeah. So there's I mean, he's busy. He's got stuff going on. So you're talking to a woman. She's wearing the robes of an acolyte. She's the first person that you talk to when you come in. And she sees the group of you come in, and and she approaches and she says,
Yes, I was hoping to speak to Father Stembe about some people that were harassing you some weeks ago.
She makes a series of faces, and then she says, Grandfather Zitembe is very busy. Maybe I could help you with something. You were looking for men?
Yes. I was here some time ago. You may remember me. Ishi Snaggletooth, very famous kobold about town. But what I'm trying to figure out is there was a man and several other unsavory individuals who exited this place when I was entering, and ran into some of the brothers and sisters. I don't know, but you caused some trouble here, and I followed them out to try and deal with that trouble last time. But they had me significantly at a numbers disadvantage. You understand? So I couldn't teach them the lesson that they deserved, and my plan is to teach them that lesson now that I'm back.
She blinks at you a couple of times, and she nods. And so she's youngish. She's probably like late teens, like early 20s. A young acolyte. very, very dark skin. She's Chilton. She's her hair cut short. And she's wearing like the simple robes, and so she kind of blinks at you, these big pale eyes. She says, "I do not know what you are talking about, but I could find Grandfather Zitembe for you, but..." And she like looks at you and your friends, and she says, "May I ask you something first?
Of course.
You are explorers, adventurers, going into the jungle.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have had a dream of something strange going on in the jungle, something I think might be dangerous. I have spoken with the other priests, and they suggested that I seek out someone like you, not a kobold, but adventurers. And now here you are. Perhaps you can help me?"
It is distinctly possible, certainly.
I have gold I could give you in exchange for your service. I understand that's how these things work.
Yes, it is definitely how these things work. I want yes, gold up front, of course.
And yeah, so she nods and she says, my name is Inete," and she like reaches her hand out, I guess, down to like shake your hand.
Easy, snaggletooth.
She shakes your hand and she says, "I have had a dream of, I think, wizards, strange tattooed men and women, bald, all of them, not from Chult, light skin, but not..." And she's kind of like, she's like, "Not like..." And then she looks at the group of you, and you're all like, aside from Malik, like not humans and not the right ethnicity. And so she shrugs. She says, "They, I think, come from the north, but I saw them in the jungle somewhere. I think I recognized the landscape. Aldani, it's a basin in the jungle. They are up to no good, I think. This vision from Savras. Maybe you can investigate for me."
Do you know where this place is in the jungle?
Do you have a map?
I do, actually.
Okay. Who's carrying the map?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh, I have a map of the city. I don't have a map of the jungle. So
He does.
Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the player's map of Chult. She takes it and she looks at it, and she says, "Let me find it for you. Where is the Aldani Basin on here? There it is. I think down there somewhere. Yeah. Okay. So she points here on your map.
Aldani Basin.
Yeah.
And what was this? She had a vision of wizards?
She thinks they're wizards. Yeah.
Okay, so the Aldani Basin.
They're not on the coast though.
Well, I mean, if you follow the River Soshan Star, it might go all the way in there, right? South of Camp Vengeance.
Aldani Basin, northern wizards, in quotation mark.
Yeah.
I will put that on the quest log.
A quick question,
Yes.
if you don't mind. If you remember back to your dream, it can be indicative of the kind of person that we would be looking for. If you remembered what color robes they were wearing.
She says they were all dressed in crimson or scarlet.
Malik nods knowingly.
Robes the color of blood. They looked like they were up to some nasty wizard business.
That does not surprise me at all. I have some knowledge from my travels of this particular group. It seems you've received an omen indeed.
So she looks at you concerned. She says, "You think these wizards are plotting something? Is the city in danger?"
It is hard to say what their reach is going to be, though they are typically up to no good.
What's wrong with red anyway? Grumble, grumble.
It depends how, well, you know how spellcasters are. If they have a grand or powerful wizard than the city itself, if not some other nefarious deed. Though finding out, I'm sure, would be for the good of everyone here.
She says, a traveler from some time ago told me that you must fight fire with fire, but I do not understand how that does anything but create more fire. We have wizards, certainly spellcasters among our ranks, but I don't know. I will give you gold. You will find out what they are up to for us.
We will, and this is, to be clear, you would like us to find out, not necessarily deal with the problem. If you have your own wizards and your own way of dealing with these things.
She shakes her head and she's like, I don't know. I need more information. If you were to tell us what was going on, I could tell Grandfather Zatembe and he would know what to do. Which is why you are here in the first place. I'm sorry, I'm holding you up from your errand.
It's fine. This is another errand to add to the list of heroic and adventurous things that we are all about, and so forth. If we could speak to the grandfather.
Yes, of course. I will get him, and she leaves to fetch him. So sometime later, we fade over to you in a like an office, like a quieter space, and there are books piled up everywhere. There's a globe kind of off to one side, a big wooden desk, and you were with Grandfather Zatembe in this room. And
Okay, let me try this again. Grandfather, do you remember the men that were around last time I was here, like a few weeks ago?
So Grandfather Zatembe is an old Chultan man. He has a short, curly, gray beard. He's bald, but wears a little like cap on the top of his head. Dressed all in very deep blue and silver robes. His robes have little silver eyes stitched into it, and they seem to be like quite expensive looking. He carries himself with a quiet, sort of sagely quality, and takes his time when he answers questions.
Ichi, on the other hand, is entirely impatient.
So he thinks for a moment, and he says, I remember the men you speak of. They were here 2 weeks ago, harassing me about someone that they were looking for. They came demanding that I scry this person out. But we are not here to surveil the citizens of the port. I told them to take their grim business elsewhere. I remember these men.
I don't suppose you remember who they are.
I did not think to ask their name. I simply wanted them gone.
Or where to find them.
Why would I want to find such ruffians?
Well, I'll tell you why I want to find them, and then we can decide if we have a similar kind of idea of what would be a good idea with these kind of people. You said they're up to no good, and that they're ruffians, and that they're generally not very nice.
He nods. Yes, they were very rude to me.
Yes, I agree that they are very rude to me as well. And as such, I've decided to take it upon myself to figure out what kind of horrible things they're doing and stop them from doing those things.
And he takes a moment and like really like looks at all of you and like sort of takes you in, and he says, so you plan to kill these men?
That's not what I said, but maybe.
Do not take this the wrong way, but you look like the killing type.
I am quite good at it, yes.
A shame. He shakes his head and says, it is a tragedy to kill. Robs the world of knowledge.
If I may, Grandfather, perhaps it is a difference of culture, but There are many things in this world that require you to be able to defend yourself, to kill others, to continue on in your goals.
And he shakes his head and he says, I defended myself fine from those hooligans. I told them to be gone, and they were, and have not bothered me since. You are an echo of that trouble.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
afraid he sounds like he's right on this. It's simply a grudge that we're following up on at this point if he doesn't wish to.
I guess if they didn't really cause you any trouble, then fine. I was hoping I could be, all heroic and stuff.
And he says to you, you do not have to go seeking heroic deeds, little kobold. If you are a hero, the gods will give you opportunity to prove it.
Mostly the gods give me, like, boot heels in my direction and other stuff like that. I gotta go looking for this kind of thing.
The greatest heroes Toriel has seen have come from humble beginnings. Even Elminster was an apprentice once.
Oh! While I have your attention, grandfather, since you don't want me to follow up on this business, then fine, I'll leave it. Unless I run into them again, in which case they're mine. But I'm wondering if you know anything about the dragon on this island. By the way, there's a dragon.
He scratches his chin and he says, well, technically, it is a peninsula.
Fair.
But yeah, let me take a look for such things. And we'll
Might
see.
as well learn some new things while we're here, since Grandpa doesn't want to give me the location of Red Side Quest.
This is Red Side Quest 2. Dragon Boogaloo. Let me see. Where would the information on such a creature be? It's not a dragon, it's a peninsula. Let me take a quick look here. So this thing is called Cindalock. I wish I could spell its name properly. But I sure can't. I remember reading it somewhere, but I'm not sure where in the adventure. Here we go. Oh, it's Cindalore. That's why. Okay. Okay. So let me take a look at my map. He says to you, well, it is important to seek knowledge, but as the teachings say, all knowledge comes at a price.
We were actually just speaking to one of your acolytes about a task. Perhaps with this accomplished, we might talk again.
He says, yes, Inete, she's very preoccupied with this dream she had. Thayans, I think she thinks she has seen. I am not so sure.
Well, it behooves the safety of the city and all its inhabitants that we check it out. Like you say, like my small friend says, heroic deeds or something along those lines. But now that I've heard of this, I certainly wouldn't want to leave it unattended.
He says,
It doesn't sound as good coming from you. I think it's better when I say it.
You are looking into very dangerous matters, balanced as you are between a dragon and potentially red wizards. I think you have a death wish, my friends. But so many that come here seeking glory in the jungles.
I mean, technically I'm doing this so that I'm not arrested, but, it's fine.
Listen, I'm legally obligated to deal with this shit, so yeah, he says to you, like, yeah, all knowledge comes at a price. So
how about we do the thing for your acolyte, and then you tell us about the dragon for free?
He says,
That's what Malik asked before. I'm just saying it.
Yeah, Malik, make a persuade check and do so with advantage.
Okie dokie.
Okay, a 12.
Good.
He says to you, he says, if you can discover the nature of Yunete's dream, I think I could see fit to point you in the direction of the entity you are seeking. Though it does not do my heart any good to send you to your death, perhaps you are more dangerous than you look.
My people and dragons would get along really well.
He laughs and he says, I do not know much about your people. Perhaps an opportunity for me to learn something new.
Maybe I can tell you about that, and you can tell me about dragons.
One thing at a time, Ishi. One thing at a time.
A last question I have, though much more mundane in nature. Of course, feel free to delegate me to somebody who would understand more. I have uncovered artifacts of cultural significance while out in the jungle. Do you know who perhaps would be most interested in those?
Are you looking to sell them or learn more about them?
Perhaps one, perhaps the other. I'm an archaeologist by trade. I would see that they go
He
into the
scowls
appropriate-
when you say archaeologist.
Surely you cannot be so indisposed towards us as primarily seekers of knowledge. Lost knowledge.
I have known archaeologists from across the sea before. It is another word for pillager, I think. They come here, take what they find, and return it, not to the people who made it, but to their homes, to show off their bravery, how well they know the jungle. He like shakes his head like, meh.
For somebody who values knowledge and learning new things, you make a lot of assumptions about us. No, I wasn't looking to sell it. I was looking to find who does deserve to have it back.
And he nods and he says, deserve is a interesting word to choose. If it is a work of art or a tool, it belongs in the hands of those that made it, but finding those people can be difficult. These sorts of things change hands so many times.
You do not know of a place within the city that values keeping record of the culture?
He laughs and he says, my friend, you are in it. If you leave your artifacts with me, I will see that they are taken to an appropriate recipient. And if we cannot find one, I will keep them here so that all may come and look upon them.
Well then, I suppose as a gesture of good faith towards you, and that we might perhaps have dealings and a mutually beneficial relationship in the future, I would love to leave one with you. And I fish out one of the Chilton statues that I have, and I give it to him.
Okay. Yeah, he takes it and he looks at it and he says, ah, interesting. And old, too. You found this in the jungle.
I did.
Where?
If I remember correctly, it was...
Yeah, where did this one come from? I mean, if nobody can remember, it's not super relevant. You could just
I feel like they were from the body. Or the chest that was hidden that we found in the
That little fox found
yeah.
in the jungle, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, hidden away by someone for some purpose, though long since stopped looking for it, I'm sure.
And he says, likely stolen, and now taken from the thief who had it. I will try to find a home for this. Thank you. You have surprised me, and I am very old, and hard to surprise.
I'm sure there is much more that I could tell you, but not for now. I understand you're a very busy man, and we have taken up enough of your time already. And I bow and do the proper bow because I worship Cerberus as well.
So the next time you visit, the next time you're like interacting with Grandfather Zatembe, make sure that if you make a roll, you have advantage on it. Basically, you've like inspiration you can spend on him.
Okay, I will note that.
Cool. All right.
And for everybody else, we will sell the other one because I don't want to have my character bond like totally ruin you out of 50 gold.
Doesn't matter to me. 50 gold is whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, it's D&D. You're going to be just like fucking rolling in it shortly. But I mean, yeah, that's the thing. As players, I think, and obviously I'm the one with the least at stake here. I think that we're all probably more prioritizing playing your character over like extra gold for the.
We're not interested in the extra like 15 gold each. It would be if it would be better for you to do a character thing. 100%.
That said, what's it going to take for a smasher of monsters to get a +1 maul? What's it going to take, Adam?
You cannot buy such a thing.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because
I know, right?
magic items are worth something, and you need to go and find someone who has them, and get them. Though to be fair, I believe there are some more detailed rules about making or whatever getting magic items, which I promise I will read, and I will come back to you.
Okay.
Okay.
It costs money to find the people who've got them. It's an investment.
Yeah, because my whole means of expression as a barbarian lies in a particular implement of death, and I want to be
By
as
the way,
nice as possible.
wherever we're walking to next, I show Little Fox the spoils of my thievery.
Yeah, and she like frowns, shakes her head,
What?
like walks faster to leave you behind.
Hey!
Disapproving shuffle.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, don't go stealing stuff. It's bad.
So would you like to do more things in Port Nyanzaru, or do you feel like you're ready to meet with Azaka and head out?
Dinosaur racing.
I mean, that's a thing that happens in Port Nyanzaru, yes.
So just to weigh in personally on this, while I do think we have an interesting quest that I would love to go and do, I have a feeling that is the kind of quest that we're going to find information on doing other things. That is a go out into the jungle and see, and I think we should look for a more targeted goal.
We have to go see the person in
The seer
Orolunga.
in Orolunga seems like the thing that will get us closest to our main quest.
Shall we consult the map of Chilt?
I think that is, yeah.
So if you are to set out for Orolunga, there is lots of jungle between here and there. There's Camp Righteous, Camp Vengeance. Mbala is right there, and then you can either from Mbala go to Aldani Basin or Orolunga.
What was Mbala?
I don't think we've ever made a check about Mbala. Let me look, and then if there's any information that you would just know, I can tell it to you, but I might also have you roll. So Mbala, let's see here. I think Mbala is just like some ruins as far as you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you found Mbala from the map, right? That cartographer's map that was like, Mbala is here. So I think the name just to you is like, you know it to be like ruins in the jungle, but you don't know much else about it.
Right, and the map was what we found in that chest, actually.
I think that's how that
Little
works.
Fox found, and then the statues were from Firefinger or something.
Yeah.
I have a proposal for you, Adam.
Yeah.
Now, with the advent of #Xanathar's Guide,
No, Mbala was on the map already, but anyway, yeah, go ahead.
the process of finding these side quests, I think, sounds like it might be covered quite well by the rules for carousing.
Mm-hmm.
We take some time and spend some gold to live in the city for a while. We can find out if we make any allied contacts, and those could potentially be quest givers.
Yep. I have some Tomb of Annihilation specific like rumors and stuff too that I'm happy to hand out as a result of carousing.
Yeah. My suggestion to the group would be that we kind of spread out the stuff that we've been role playing and kind of take a week of downtime to carouse and gather all of the side quests, because I want to have.
Well, you're not going to end up getting like I don't want to just be like you carouse up all the side quests, because there's a lot of like extra stuff.
No,
and I'll feed that out to you as we go. But if you want to research or look into the stuff you already have like quests on, that's certainly possible.
That's
okay.
ideal.
So
Yeah, that seems good.
yeah, how would you like to deal with?
I still want to find Red side quest, even though Grandpa, decided to.
Maybe you'll carouse your way into his company.
Okay, so there's rumors. I think that what we can do is we'll just use because I haven't read all the downtime stuff. I don't want to implement something I haven't read yet.
Okay. Cool.
So, if you want to, we can just have everybody while you're in town. Like we do the thing where you're just like kind of hanging out and eating and drinking and like interacting with people. Everybody can make a single like information gathering check, and then I'll roll to see what rumors you pick up.
All right, that sounds good.
Does that sound
I
good?
would love to
Okay,
do that.
okay, that's fine.
All right, so everybody make a wisdom check, insight if you have the skill, DC 15, please.
I have a +5.
You do, yeah. Now, if you, all right, Ishi gets a rumor, okay. Malik definitely gets one. Nice work. Okay, all right. So Ishi and Malik, you both pick up rumors during your time in the city. So let me roll for each of you.
I get a very important, you could say, critical rumor.
Try that again. There we go. Okay. All right. So 79. So Ishi, you learn. And where are you? What is your partying like?
Ishi?
What do you do when you carouse? What does Ishi's time look like?
I mean, Ishi spends some time in the Thunder Lizard Tavern, and then probably actually a fair amount of time on her own like old little pathways and stuff. Like there's plenty of like roadways and back alleys and that kind of place where like she knows somebody from the time she's lived in Cholt and like goes to say hi and spread the wealth a little bit or what have you. I mean, she's a pretty rich urchin right now. So there's other people who need that, and like of course Little Fox is welcome to come as well.
Okay,
that's kind of it.
Sure. So I think you learn. I will read, and then I'll also post the rumor for you if you want to copy it. You learn that a ruined city lies somewhere up the river Tath past Kahakla Gorge. Supposedly, no one has been able to explore past the gorge, but you heard that that's not true. Someone's like, I know a guy who knows a guy who came back from there. It's just that the few who made it out alive mostly keep quiet about what they found there. This person you're talking to has it on authority that the ruins are guarded by a Naga, who is both wise and generous, if you can earn her favor. So the river Tath is down here somewhere.
And yeah, post that for me so I can copy it somewhere.
Okay. So there's your rumor.
I'll put it on the quest list.
Oh, you're gonna put it on the quest log? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's
quest list master.
Oh yeah, the river Tath there.
Yeah. So somewhere up the river
have
Tath.
to take a boat there.
Somewhere up the river Tath, there is a. I mean, if you don't know like what the terrain is here, but there's the Aldani. Like you might be able to get to it this way, but nobody really knows what's in the middle there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you could take a boat all the way around from the Bay of Chult down past the Myths Cliff and into Jahaka Bay. Yeah. Okay, so that's what you learn. And then what I roll for Dave? 90?
90. Yep.
Okay. So you learn a story. You learn a folk tale. And I don't know, maybe Arcturus. I think Arcturus, you might be there for this one. So, because this is a story that I would love to hear what Arcturus thinks. So basically, you are I think you're talking to like a fisherman, right? He's unloading fish from his boat, and you're having this conversation with him, and he's telling you this story about how long ago in years past, a peaceful tribe of fisher folk known as the Aldani angered Ubtao by catching and eating all the lobsters in the river. Right? Their gluttony, they caught all the lobsters and ate them all. And as punishment for their greed, Ubtao cursed them. And now they've been transformed into monsters that dwell in the Aldani Basin that bears their name. So the Aldani Basin is full of cursed monsters who used to be fisher folk.
Who is this Ubtao?
And he laughs. Right? This fisherman laughs. He's like, what? What do you mean, who is Ubtao?
I've heard mention of Ubtao several times now and have not gotten, I'm not from here, you see, and not quite familiar with, your gods. Ubtao is a god, right?
Of course, Ubtao is a god. Ubtao is the mightiest of gods, god of Chult, richer than Joaquin, smarter than Savras. Ubtao is a mighty lord, lord of the jungle.
And he turned the fisher folk into monsters for eating fish.
No, you fool. For eating all of the fish. Lobsters, particularly. They are delicious. Do you have lobster where you are from?
Yes.
He laughs. Yes. Well, then you understand why they might become greedy. But eat too much and Ubtao will curse you. For me, and he pats his belly, he says, the only curse I have is to become fat.
So the Aldani Basin also contains maybe some cursed monster fishermen.
Cursed monster fisherman. Yeah. Dangerous business.
Well,
Turn them into horrifying tritons. They're all tritons.
Horrible
Terrible.
fishmen with blue skin and a snooty attitude. So, so that's a story you learn from a fisherman. And
Probably while Arcturus is trying to get some good fresh fish.
Yeah, which is fine. But basically he tells you that story to prove how smart he is, right? To be I never take too much from the sea, so I do not anger Ubtao. He doesn't turn me into some kind of fishman. No offense.
This isn't a curse, This is just how I was hatched.
Yes, I am sure. As there are many different kinds of men who walk upon the earth, I presume there are many different kinds of fishmen who walk below the waves. Some are bad. Some I am sure are good. I have never met them, though I have heard a story that if you catch a magic carp, it will grant you 3 wishes. I am still waiting. I will wish for a more beautiful wife, and to be worthy of a more beautiful wife, and then for gold, I think.
Well, I wish you the best of luck in catching your magical carp. And I think that just as a sign of just this guy is funny and I think he's funny and he's also a fisherman. So I probably would give him I'm casting guidance on the guy basically and saying that it's the blessings of the sea upon you.
Yeah, so you cast the spell and he looks at you and he says, What did you do? I feel moist.
It is the blessings of my god, a god of the sea. You are a fisherman. Perhaps this will help you find your magic carp.
And he nods and he says, thank you for making me damp with the power of your god.
Arcturus, we need to talk about this. You need to get consent from people before you go around splashing your blessings all over them. I'm sorry about him. He means very well.
He nods.
Should improve.
He nods and he says, I am sure that Ubtao will forgive me for whatever you have done to me.
As funny as your jokes about moistness are, it doesn't actually get you soaking wet.
No, he just says he feels moist. It's the blessing of his Tishia. For you, it's you feel comfortable. It keeps you from getting dried out. For him, it's all of a sudden he's just I'm a little damp. What's up?
I think we've described it as just flinging water on someone's face.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he feels moist because of
you're
you.
Disgusting.
Listen, I'm just saying.
You're
So the two of you, Malik, you drag Arcturus away from the harbor, and you
Yes,
return.
please. Next time I crit, I want it to be so that Arcturus doesn't weird up whatever.
All right.
Happened
Okay.
to be about a fisherman.
Yeah.
That's like
It made sense that you were there. All right. So great. Good. Dangerous, cursed creatures in the Aldani Basin, but also maybe wizards?
I'd be interested in following up any of these.
So
I
just for so Malik, when you like, if you share what you would know, I mean, everybody would know a little bit. The Red Wizards of Thay are, depending on who you are and where you live in the world, they are either like boogeymen, right? Don't argue with your grandma, or the Red Wizards will get you and eat out your eyeballs. Or they're like a literal like fascist megocracy that is next door, right? Thay is a country off to the east that is ruled by the Red Wizards, this council of wizards who rule with an iron fist and with dark magic. Terrible necromancers, that kind of thing. If you live in Thay and you're like upper class, they are something to aspire to. Everyone else is like their slave, basically, in that kingdom. They're a bad deal.
Really bad news.
Yes.
To the extent where we're probably not the right level to do that side quest.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were the right level for the Terrafolk, and we somehow survived.
so. What I'm hearing from the quests that we have,
Yes.
is that going down the reverse ocean tar, checking out both of those camps, and maybe if we're not dead, trying to go to either Oralunga or the Aldani Basin, both of which would be accessible down that river.
Potentially. We don't know where the source of Reverse Ocean Star is.
But that's that direction.
Yeah.
Yep. I think the last thing that we should check before we leave is we're going to have to ask Azaka whether she still wants to come with us. We did kind of say that she should be our guide after this, but if she doesn't want to, we can pick up another guide, see if they have a quest in that direction, or peruse the quests that they have and see which one is in that direction.
As
'Cause
Azaka was the one to suggest the seer in Oralunga, I would like to have her with us for that.
Oh, also I figured out what the X on the map was. There's an X that has no label for you.
Yeah.
This was the X that you found on the map. That's that
Right.
unknown, like something is there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Does anyone else have any other
Sandbox.
directionary
No.
suggestions? Okay.
No, that sounds good.
So we
Let's
need
check
to
Azaka
get
while we-
rations, find out what's happening with our guide, and I don't think that any of us can really afford to level up any kind of gear or anything.
I don't really think so. I think it's rations and supplies and maybe rent a canoe this time.
Yeah, I don't wear armor, so it's not really an issue for me
Mm-hmm.
in terms of my gear.
Yeah, the person who's most likely to get physical upgrades like that is you. So
Yeah,
you've
I
got-
can't afford them right now. So we just need rations, and you can check and see if a canoe is feasible. Funds wise.
Sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I already did all my little bookkeeping and whatnot around rations. I'm all sorted. I bought 3 candles with my 3 copper pieces.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, let's check in with the Zarkard, see whether that's the direction we're going in for certain, and then we can look at the canoe.
Okay.
Right.
How much are rations so I can purchase them?
5 silver
For one?
for one.
5
And
silver
it's-
per day. So
And it's 10 silver is 1 gold?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 silver. 2 rations of gold.
Okay. So you can buy as many rations as you can carry or whatever as you want to. Just make sure you're keeping within your weight limits. And then for other gear, the going rate, just for future like figuring out, the going rate for a canoe is, let me see, Port Yanzaru.
I can only get 10 rations without being encumbered.
Yeah.
So
I think it's in chapter 1.
I am carrying 30 rations.
Damn.
oh, cool.
So I can maybe
I
help
think
you
so.
out if
There
you
it is.
start.
Buying a
needing
special
food.
item. Okay, buying a canoe in Port Nyanzaru is 50 gold.
I have enough to buy a canoe.
Okay. Solid.
And yeah, Blue, I can carry your rope. So I have 2 ropes.
Yeah. And if you need to, you can portage the canoe too, right? It just means like slower going and whatever, but it's certainly possible if you get to a point where you need to leave the river.
Yeah, do you want whatever it is, 15 gold, 6 silver off each of us to get the canoe?
Yeah, let's split it evenly. So I go down to 35 gold, 6 silver.
Was that sound you being like, I don't want to go in a canoe?
Yes.
Well, it's non-negotiable. The party is buying a canoe. You're paying your even share of it.
But
You can swim along next to it if you want,
How much am I paying for the canoe, guys?
15 gold.
Oh, easy.
3 silver pieces.
I have to pay for something I don't want to use. That's fine.
It's okay.
Welcome to life. I have to pay for something.
No, I won't punish you for having that thing.
Yeah.
But it gives you opportunities to think of it as a burning wheel situation. You have opportunities to be like, cool, I am feeling sick and terrible, and I'm not happy about this.
So we just bought a 50 gold canoe, or was it 60?
50.
50.
Yes.
So it's 12 gold, 5 silver each,
Yes.
Dave.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss the number? But that's fine.
Listen, you gotta give Joaquin her due.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So 12 gold, 5 silver.
Otherwise, she won't have a nice dress for when she goes for dinner with Grazed.
Who's Grazed?
Just old weird art of Joaquin.
Yeah.
All right, so so let's take a break here because we're due one, and when we start, we can have a brief conversation with Azaka and then head on down the river.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Stick around. We have lots more Tomb of Annihilation when we return. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are continuing our exciting adventures in mostly like purchasing things, to be honest. We're doing
Well, I
the
mean,
purchasing
occasionally
homework.
you have to do shop town
It's true.
stuff.
Well, you're picking up quests and handing stuff in, so it's all good. You're getting ready for the jungle. So let's figure out where to next. So you meet with Azaka once you're done with your town business for now. You meet with Azaka in the inn, in the thundering lizard of thunder, and she's there waiting for you. So I think the group of yours
You still have me tiny on the splash screen.
only on one screen. It's tiny elf the whole rest of the episode.
Quick question.
So yes, yeah, sure.
We did like downtime for a week. How much do we have to have spent on the inn?
Oh yeah. However much an inn cost times.
I don't remember how much it was
7.
last time.
Yeah, let me look. Locations in the city. I think that it costs like whatever it says in the book normally, but let me double check. Harbor Ward. Market Ward, here we go. Here we go. The Thundering Lizard, 5 silver pieces a night.
Per day.
Yeah, 5 silver pieces a day.
So that's 3 gold and 5 silver.
Yeah,
I'm like getting broke down here.
it's fine. That's why you're going back in the jungle. Get some of that
Yeah,
adventure
but
cash.
like I'm never gonna be able to save money to get cool armor if I keep spending it on canoes.
Whoa. Canoes you don't even want.
I don't even want a canoe.
No, I know. Okay.
It's cute. So strong.
I didn't make y'all pay for me paying for Elf's theft.
Yeah, but that's
Yep.
not a thing
You
that
chose
will
the-
help us
the way
move
it's-
fast.
It's fine. So, moving on, because I assume this isn't an actual problem. You meet with Azaka in the tavern as promised. So she arrives and you're already there because this is where you live. And so she comes in and the group of you are sitting around the table. And what's the conversation like?
Well, as you can see, I'm back to being alive, being conscious.
She looks at you and she says, "Yes, congratulations. Your friend here," and gestures at Little Fox, "carried you all the way from Firefinger. You're very lucky."
I certainly am. And he smiles again at Little Fox.
Mm-hmm. So you're ready to head back into the jungle.
We are. Are you?
She nods. Of course. I made a deal with you, didn't I?
Did
You
you
did?
did you hand that mask off to whoever it belongs to?
She nods. The mask is in the hands of its owner now.
Didn't realize that it was not yours. You seemed so focused on it.
She says, if it belonged to me, I would have been able to let it go. But it was in my care, and I had to make sure it was returned safely.
It's very noble of you.
She shrugs, as if, like, she doesn't care about whether it was noble. It's just the right thing to do. She's just kind of like, yeah, sure, maybe, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
So she says, where are you going to go now?
Well, we had some things to check out down the river Social Star. Notably the sage that you mentioned not long ago. We've heard some rumors of strange creatures in the Eldani Basin, and perhaps further up by the River Teth, there's some sort of abandoned city.
She scowls when you say the River Ocean Star, but is listening. She doesn't interrupt. She just kind of scowls a little bit and nods.
Is that not its true name?
She laughs. She says, "Oh, no, it's not that. Just It is, or was a popular method of traveling into the jungle by our previous visitors from the north. They set up camps along the way. Some of them did not go home when they left Port Nyanzaru.
I see. Ah, yes, on the map, Camp Righteous and Camp Vengeance will have some of the Flaming Fist to contend with.
She laughs again when you say Camp Righteous and Camp Vengeance. She's looking at the map that's on the table. She's like,
Yeah, he rolls his eyes.
she's like, yeah, is my common is not perfect. Are those their names? This is ridiculous, isn't it?
It certainly is. The
Shakes
people
her head.
themselves, ridiculous also.
Well, these ridiculous men have swords and armor, and like ridiculous men with swords and armor who have failed, they are not friendly.
Well, there's something I've been meaning to ask you, actually, about your propensity for not seeming to mind particularly much about those swords or armor.
She looks at you.
You have taken more blows from swords than I have seen any other person at all, and acted as if it were nothing to you.
I am a strong woman. I got it from my mother. Everyone in my family is as tough as I am. Some more so.
We are very lucky that we have you as our guide. He doesn't have any reason to follow up on that, despite suspicions.
So, are we set then?
I believe so, unless there are... Well, we do not require another guide, but I don't suppose you know, perhaps, whether any of them have tasks out that way.
She scowls at you. She's like, another guide.
No, we wouldn't need their services. Just doing tasks for them, earning money while we're out that way, maximizing the use of our time.
She shakes her head and she says, do not get distracted, Malik. If you have a purpose in the jungle, go to that purpose. Besides, I may not be able to guide you forever. Once I'm gone, you can find another guide. A lesser guide. Let us hope it does not come to that.
Yeah, he smiles at her and says, oh, you might be right. Nobody knows what the future will hold for all of us. All right, I believe that's all my business concluded. We found out what we can about the jungle. Anyone else?
think that like this whole time Arcturus has kind of been pouting.
You don't say.
Yes. And when Malik is like winding down, he rudely interjects and says like, the mask wasn't even yours and you were half crazed to go get it. When you took it from me, whose was it? Why was that so important to you that you must rip it from my hands?
Who's your boyfriend?
Yeah, exactly. Who's your boyfriend?
She says, it does not belong to you and does not belong to me. And now it is in the hands of the person it does belong to. I don't see how this is your business.
It's my business because I risked the life of me and my friends to go and get that for you when you couldn't even do so yourself.
Just as you cannot navigate the jungle alone, we needed each other, Arcturus. Don't act like I am so disposable to you.
And he's very much like,
You know, she's kind of right.
no, it's definitely like
you knew
very
it,
like
you knew what
jealous.
this was, Arcturus. You knew what this was.
No, it's very much like jealous. Like, you assaulted me for that damn mask, and then you go running off and give it to this person who's more important to you. Yeah, he's definitely acting just like a jealous jerk.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yeah, he would probably like mumble something in the primordial under his breath, and then just like pout some more.
Mm. So she turns to Little Fox and says, "You have a canoe now. You're going to take the river. Much less dangerous that way. Harder to get lost. The river only goes one way."
Yeah, and Little Fox just like shrugs.
She speaks up in regard to things addressed to Little Fox and goes like,
Yes, we do. We have a canoe now.
Good. So the canoe can hold all of you, and actually I think there's room for all of you plus one if need be. It's a big canoe, and I think we can just have you set out.
onwards to adventure.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
As a real quick side note,
Yeah.
I am a terrible player, and my encumbrance is not sorted out.
Dave,
I'm doing it at the moment now.
Dave. I know, it's fine.
Okay,
You figured it out. It's cool. I trust you.
I will. I'm just currently. What is it? You can carry 4 times your. I'll look it up, but I don't think
we're using the optional encumbrance biz.
I might well be at 135 pounds, but don't worry about that.
You can always just get Little Fox to carry your things for you.
It'll probably be that, but just letting you know in case you wanted to do exhaustion or something.
So let us set out now. If you are traveling, by canoe, you can travel more quickly and don't have to make navigation checks. Let's see. Without canoes, yada yada yada, you can travel 2 hexes per day if you're traveling by canoe on a river or lake.
You also get to listen to me retching every few miles.
Yes, yeah, totally.
So
That's true. Arcturus is having a rough time.
Suffering. It sustains me.
All right.
These are pretty,
the worst part
They really
about
wanna
this is that I
swim.
had to pay for
Yeah, you pay for the right to suffer. It's fine. You'll either get over it or you won't. All right, everybody on board the Nausea Express. Choo choo. First stop, Camp Righteous. So away you go. So we're not gonna roll for any of that stuff. Now, Arcturus, do you want to attempt to fish every day that you're traveling?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, then here's how this protocol is going to go. I will roll for the day's encounters, and then I will get you. If I don't say yes, you encounter something, you can roll a survival check, and we'll just keep on keeping on. All right. So you set out from Port Nyanzaru and head west along the coast. So the first day, let's see what happens. The first day is uneventful. Please roll a survival check.
I'm assuming we are taking
Every
rational.
time Arcturus makes a survival check, mark off a ration, unless Arcturus gets a 15 or what did I say, 18 or higher. If you want to feed everybody.
I think you said 18.
Yeah. Okay. So in this case, no one has to mark a ration. All right. So that was you actually go 2 hexes per day. So that was your first day.
Wow.
Now you go 1, 2 down the river. This is your second day. So 2 days out. On your second day, in the morning, on the second day, you are interrupted. You are interrupted in your journey.
By a killer crocodile swarm.
Yeah, just tons of them. Just they came back for revenge.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it's
No.
all the crocodiles and their big brothers, and also land crocodiles.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate those guys. I'm so glad that you got crocodiles when I wasn't here.
Ooh. All right. So.
I don't like that.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Okay. So I will ask you, all those of you who have seen this film, to call upon your remembrances of a little movie called Apocalypse Now. So you're traveling down the river, heading down this ocean star. You've just left the relative safety of the port, and you're drifting down the river. You have to paddle because you're going upstream, paddling up the river, and it's like eerily quiet. Like there's usually jungle noise and everything, and then it kind of like the jungle noise kind of drifts away, and you enter a part of the jungle where there's hanging vines all like back and forth. The water seems to sort of like still. It's this kind of silty, like grayish color. And the morning sun now is fed through these heavy vines and leaves above you as you enter the jungle. Azaka looks nervously back because she's at the front of the boat with Little Fox. She looks back at you, Little Fox, and she whispers, she's like, I don't like this. Something is wrong.
And Little Fox just like stoically keeps paddling. I assume I'm doing most of the paddling because I'm.
I mean, you're given a.
I'm helping.
Okay, so she just shakes her head. She's like, it's fine, but keep watch. And so you continue up the river, and I think we see who has the best passive perception. I think it's probably
13.
Arcturus.
Little Fox and I are tied.
Yeah.
Okay, so the two of you notice on what first just off to one side, then you notice more and more of them. There's a stick jammed into the mud of the riverbank, and on it are hanging little bones, a couple of like animal skulls. You see another one on the other side as you progress up the river. Then you start to see little tangles of skulls and bones and sticks hanging from the trees, and you can hear them kind of clacking together in the thin breeze that blows through the jungle. And Azaka shakes her head. She's like, I really don't like the look of this.
Let's take the other river. The one that goes around this area.
We can't exactly go back.
That is exactly the reason why Little Fox just continues to like stoically paddle us forward.
I feel like Arcturus is like laying at like the back of the boat or whatever part is like most weighed low in the water. So maybe like right behind Little Fox. And he's like, he's the kind of nauseous where he's like curled into himself and like just trying not to move as much as possible. And he's just like, I felt bad before, but this is making it worse.
Okay. So you continue.
Spells.
And Little Fox just shushes you and keeps watching the woods.
Yeah. So you continue up. And I think you hear the faint sounds of like singing start to drift through the jungle. You can't quite pick out at this point like where it's coming from, but you can definitely hear it. There are more than one voice, high and melodious. This isn't like weird, awkward, like gravelly singing. It's more than one person, and they're like singing together gently. You can hear voices coming in and out.
At least it's nice.
Shh. And I try and recognize the song.
Mm-hmm.
If it's in a particular culture, we can try and work out what it.
Yeah. Make a history check at disadvantage.
Totally reasonable. Damn.
Shit.
That's 1-3 over.
Yeah, you completely. There's some complete like misinterpretation there, and you like it just sounds like a I don't know, maybe like a.
I think my mother used to sing this to me.
Yeah, it
That
sounds
can't-
weirdly familiar to you. That's a good call.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. Ugh.
Okay, so you're gonna keep going up the river.
I draw my crossbow, and
Is it in common?
It's you can't make out a language. Yeah, it's just a tune.
And yeah, like Little Fox just paddles like faster because she's sketched out by this and wants to be past it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to hold an action.
Okay.
If I see anything moving through the trees, I'm going to shoot a firebolt at it.
Anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Flaming-
he's thoroughly spooked out.
Flaming Fist Patrol just comes walking along.
I mean, that's not that'd be fine. Okay. So I don't think you see anything coming towards you. I think you approach a thing. The jungle to one side. I think the river kind of widens and there's a few little like branches, and off to one side the jungle clears a little, and you can see next to the riverbank. They seem to be actually like they're kind of like one of them. There's three of them. There's three women, and one of them is like up to her waist in the water. The other two are up on the shore, and one of them is like washing something on a rock, and the other is I think probably like cutting leaves, like fronds off of a bundle that they've got. So they're like preparing them. And the other one that's in the water, you see her. She's got an urn and she's like pouring water over her head. And the three of them are singing. They're old, probably in their like between 60s and 70s. Old Chultan women, and they're just like singing to themselves as you come around this like bend in the river.
Yeah, so I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay. And is this when you cast Detect Magic, it's your natural, like you can just see magic?
I can smell it.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And this is from one of my Furbolg racials. I get.
I mean, so like Dave, you see something? Do you firebolt it?
No, it was just specifically like if something comes through the trees like an animal or anything. But if we're approaching it, then he's not like jumpy.
Okay.
The same way.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. So you detect magic. Yes. Yeah. All three of them have magic. They have illusions on them. And the area, like you can see magic sort of, or I guess you smell it in the air, like smoke from a campfire.
Yeah. And so before we get into that like space that smells off to her, little fox like turns the canoe like into to the bank.
Yeah.
And just like we're gonna stop here.
Okay, I mean they see you. There's no way to stealthily approach in
no, not that we're gonna. But I just don't want to like take my canoe into the like.
Yeah, so
they're concealing the rapids, and then we fucking like
get
our canoe tipped over or some crap.
Yeah,
like
totally.
She's gonna keep the canoe in a place where she can trust her senses to tell her what's going on.
Is it on their bank or the opposite bank that you wanna?
Oh yeah, on the same bank that they're on. Because
okay.
How far away do you want to stop your boat from them?
Let's say 60 feet away, unless their bubble of illusion magic is bigger than that.
I mean, so the illusion magic is on them. They wear it like cloaks. But
does it affect the
illusion stuff in the area is just sort of floating. It's ambient magic. You can't. It doesn't have a particular school.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
and so
just like I said, like smoke in the air.
I was imagining like their illusion magic was like
just to be clear, it's just on them.
And there's just like this clear sign that they have been being magical around here for a long time.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So she pulls up kind of at the edge.
Is this one of those like kill things moments? It feels real creepy.
Yeah, and Little Fox is gonna get out of the boat.
The one in the water looks up and says something in Chultan, probably to the other two, and then all three of them like turn to look, and the one that's in the water, like she waves to you. She's got her hair all up, her gray hair like bundled up on top of her head. And she waves, and then in common she says, "Travelers." And I'm trying to find.
I don't like how you hissed that S at the end there.
I'm trying to find. There's like a reaction roll, like there was in old timey D&D, where you roll to see like what their initial reaction is to you, because they're pretty neutral, I think, to begin with. But I cannot for the life of me find it.
And so yeah, Little Fox is like pulls the canoe up onto the riverbank so it doesn't, run back down river. And she's out on the shore.
Arcturus gets out as quickly as he possibly can.
Yeah, and Malik will say to all of you. He says, "Let me do the talking. If any of you pick up anything strange, just tap my shoulder."
And yeah, like Little Fox like grabs your shirt and pulls you in very close, and in this like very low whisper just says, "Smells like magic. Tricksy magic. Not friends." And like
He
pushes
nods.
you in front to do the talking.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're downriver, I guess, from them a little ways, and yeah, and so they say, I think that she calls out to you, and she says, "Oh, I see. Okay, I found it here. Okay, so she calls out to you, and she says, why so cautious?" And gestures like, "Come over. We were just going to eat."
"Oh, I'm terribly sorry for coming off so impolitely. We are new to the jungles, and it's simply our trepidation of the unknown, not of me ladies in particular."
Yeah, it's that.
And he like moves to start walking forwards.
Okay. All right. So as you get closer, you notice that nearby there is the corpse of like a jungle like boar hanging from a tree by its feet, and under it there's a big wooden bowl full of blood.
Cool.
Oh, proficient hunters, I see. It looks like you're in for a good meal.
And she says, "Yes, yes. One thing that doesn't go with old age is the appetite. We lured this one into our trap."
Oh, very cunning, very clever.
Is
I
that
suppose you'd have to be to survive out here.
the meal they're offering, Malik? I don't.
And one of the ones in the back
did-
says when they she notices you, Arcturus, she grins. This is the one that was washing, and she's like set aside whatever it is she's washing here. She looks at you, and I think you notice that what she was like rubbing against the rocks when she sets it down, it's like a tabard or something. It definitely doesn't match the clothes that they're wearing. You notice like this blue piping on it, and it's a big pile of wet cloth, but it doesn't like they're wearing like basically like leaf like fronds. None of them are wearing like shirts. They're barely dressed because they're living out in the jungle. And so the one that was washing looks at you and says, "Ooh, a warrior amongst them. Look at that shiny armor. Come over here, dear. Let me take a look at you."
I guess a warrior. It's not.
Go on, Arcturus.
Hold on one moment. As a fellow practitioner of the arcane, and of course, I do not fault you for this, but I realize that perhaps we are not being open with each other. Hence my caution.
And the one that was preparing, so you realize now she's preparing a fire. So there was a little pit in front of her, and she was peeling off dried like fronds to start the fire so that they could cook this boar. Yeah. So what do you say? We haven't been honest with each other?
Yeah, as a fellow practitioner of the arcane, I can see we're not being entirely open and honest with each other, hence the hesitation.
So she says to you, "Such fancy words, traveler. We're just here to prepare our meal. No secrets, no arcane practicing."
But you are not as you appear to be to us, are you?
And the one in the water, who's probably like the closest to you, like she's been moving closer. It's just like 40 feet away. She's still out in the water a little ways. She says, "Is anyone what they appear to be?"
Yes, I am.
And they kind of scowl, like she scowls over at you, and then turns back to Malik, and says, "So suspicious. Why don't you come and eat with us? We can get to know each other."
I fear my dietary choices are different than yours.
She just grins at you, like this weird, like bland kind of like, yeah.
But thank you for the offer. Why did we land exactly? Not that I love riding upon the water so very much, but
I think we will have to respectfully decline your offer. As you say, suspicious, and whether it is warranted or not, I'm sure you can at least understand it in this place. We are not as used to the jungle as you are, not as well equipped, not as cunning, not as crafty to catch such animals.
I could certainly catch a boar if I wished to.
I'm
I'm
sure
sure
you could.
Little Fox could as well.
Yes, I'm sure you could.
And she scowls and like she's like, not going to stay. And after we offered you some of our meal, so rude, so very rude. Can you for me please, Malik? Can you please make a, like, I mean, I want to say like a charisma saving throw. Yeah, make a charisma save for me.
Save versus your own rudeness.
Yep.
I mean, I just don't want boar.
Do you have inspiration right now, Dave?
I do not.
Okay. You should, from that conversation with the Savras dude. I forgot to give it to you before. You got an 18.
Okay.
Okay. So when she says that, when she says so rude, what do you say?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry to be rude. In fact, in my culture, it is only considered polite to decline on a first meeting. It shows that you are more open to a mutual relationship later on. You tend to make the first bonds in business or on a joint venture. It is seen as something that the other races do to show wealth and power. We do not look upon it favorably.
And and the three of them kind of look at each other as if there's a moment of communication that goes unspoken between the three of them. And she says, well, you've hurt our feelings, and now we don't want to share. Like,
I shoot my crossbow at the nearest one.
No.
No,
Okay.
but like, okay, yeah, that was fine.
Okay, I can't do anything about it.
Sure. Okay.
It's a tense motherfucking
So
conversation.
you're just like,
now.
boing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and roll an attack roll.
Why did you shoot the person who offered us dinner?
They said they didn't want to share anymore.
Okay. Yeah, you hit.
For 11 damage.
Okay. So you hit her, thunk, and you hit her with the crossbow, and it hits her in the shoulder, and she like hisses. And Little Fox, you feel the illusion disappear as the creature reveals itself. She looks maybe like a bit like Arcturus in her true form, but like hideous and wizened. She has a strange, sharp tooth-filled maw, skin that's like bluish. Her hands are much longer than they appeared, covered in claws. Instead of hair, she has long, ragged green kelp. And the other two hiss as well and shed their forms. And I guess we should roll initiative. And then you should consider running like hell. Let me bring you over to. I've got a generic river tile we can use. So let's use.
I think I maybe made a mistake.
I think you did maybe made a mistake.
Yes, maybe you did a mistake. Let me just make sure we clear the old biz from this one.
We like seriously that roll, the charisma save probably would have been enough to just exit the situation.
It's okay. It's fine. Just figure it out now. Okay, so you are all.
Adam, can you please show me my canoe?
Would you like a canoe? Okay.
I would like a canoe.
Let me see. Let me dig up
I will
a canoe token.
canoodle my way out of this situation.
All right. Here is a canoe.
Why is little fox so far downriver?
I'm not done. I just dragged you over to the map that we were using before.
Okay.
So this canoe needs to be big enough for like 6 people. So that's probably the size of the canoe. It's very, very large. Let me move it back. There you go. And it's like down here. And then y'all are kind of like around it. So you can place yourselves like around where Little Fox is. And you said you're on the same like bank as them. Let's keep your fish whip over here. Okay. Let me gather them up in their true form.
And so we stopped at
Fish whip.
my rough measure I gave you, you may recall, was about 60 feet away.
Yeah, one of them had approached closer.
Yeah, exactly. So
So she was like 40 feet, I think. Yeah, give or take. Okay, and then the other 2 were like up on the bank up here. Okay. So let me consult their character sheets, and I'll clear the initiative order. Yeah, there we go. And let's have at her.
I feel like this crossbow bolt is followed with sorry.
I'm hesitating because I don't like that we just shot them.
Oh, and I should add Azaka to the order as well.
and yeah, we're all sorry. We're all real sorry.
But not Ishi. Ishi has 15. Oh, Azaka is ready to murder.
All right. Oops, no, descending. There we go. Okay. So Azaka is first.
Which one of the hags just got shot by a crossbow?
Oh, this one.
I said the nearest one. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. And you did how much? Did you do damage yet? Yeah, 11.
Yeah, 11.
Okay. 11 damage. Okay. All right. Okay. So you fire the crossbow. Azaka, God, I think she panics too. Like as soon as you do it, and they're like, they turn into monsters. She fires her weapon as well. So she takes 2 shots at them with her longbow. So.
Oh yeah, is this the boar corpse totally like a human corpse?
2.
Now?
No, it's a boar.
Like that? No, it's legitimately a boar corpse. Great.
First one misses, but the second shot hits. And Azaka just like shouts in surprise and panic, and she's like, "They're not just old women."
No kidding!
Ishi, what are you gonna do?
I guess I shoot my crossbow again.
She's like,
Stop! You're all idiots.
Okay.
Why are you firing on these people? Compound one wrong deed with another.
Okay.
Point of order, Adam. Sunlight.
Yes. You were just entering the jungle, so let's die of fate that shit. 1 to 3. There is sunlight. Okay, yes, so you are at disadvantage.
Okay,
you
so
would be on
9.
that last shot, but let's not worry about that.
Well, the last shot was 20 and 20, so
right, of course.
Either way.
Yeah.
So 9. So I'm guessing not a hit.
You miss, yeah. So like the sun is in your eyes, you fire, and it water splashes into the water. Little Fox, what are you gonna do?
Well, so Little Fox says, "Boat now," and then like, I'm gonna grab Ishi and put her in the boat.
Okay, so if
She
you'd
is
want to
a
do that,
tiny
it's like a grapple attempt, right? You grapple and then move, which you can
which
do.
is like a strength check.
So it
Okay.
would be. I assume Ishi's not going to resist, but it's your action to grab Ishi, and then when you move, you can move Ishi 5 feet with you.
Point of order. They're downriver from us. We would have to pass them either way.
No. They're downriver. You're going upriver.
No,
Yeah,
we
they're-
didn't. But we
They're
did we
upriver
pass
from
them
us because
and
that's where
then-
we were going.
Yes.
The-
Yeah, you'll have to go past them. Yes, that's right. So
Wow.
you're technically right, but the word you use confused me. But yes.
Okay,
that's
I'm
right.
sorry. We did not pass them.
Yes.
But they were
the
in the
flow of
direction-
the river on this map is confusing, but yes, you have to go past them if you want to continue canoeing up that way.
So
Yeah, to keep going forward. If we just run back, we're fine. We just come back the way we came, flow with the river,
assuming that
which is
they're not
backwards on
going
the
to-
map.
Yes.
Well, because we have to pass them to get further
Yeah.
into the jungle.
We're gonna maybe have to take a different route or something.
There is no different route.
Well, you could go into the jungle, right?
I mean, we could carry the canoe, I guess.
Or we murder these what I
That's what
presume
I'm
to be
saying, is-
incredibly powerful ancient
You can certainly try.
witch.
Incredibly
things.
powerful.
So little fox, what are you doing with your turn?
I don't know. I think the crossbow actually hurt them, so that probably says
Yeah.
something.
You say boat, and I say, no, little fox. We need you to defend us. We've got to fight. We've got to go past them. That's not what I
And so
wanted.
she just yells like boat in this really loud. She's like boat, and then runs at them. Like she doesn't agree with you, but doesn't have the words, and so she's just going to go into a rage.
Fantastic.
And run 60 feet. Yeah, she's just gonna rage.
So
and
boat
run
has
at this
become
one.
boat has become the battle cry.
Yeah, she's just like, because it's the whole thing of like, if she were a more eloquent person, she'd be like, God, you idiots, why aren't you going to the boat? I can't believe we're not going into the boat. That was my idea. I really wanted us to all leave on the boat, but now we're not doing that, and I'm mad. But
Yeah.
she's a little fox. She just yells boat while running at them.
Get to the chopper.
So sea hags are creatures from this plane.
If you want to make an Arcana check to recognize that they are sea hags, you could do so.
An Arcana check.
Yeah, because they're monsters, right? They're magical
Yeah,
monsters.
on your turn. I think.
Okay,
On your turn.
that's fine.
So little fox, so you're making a move action and then another move action, right?
Yeah, I'm just double moving, and I'm entering
And
a
rage.
barbarian rage
Okay.
because I'm fucking angry.
All right. Okay, you are enraged and you charge at these creatures. Malik, what are you gonna do?
Focus fire, Malik.
Malik is going to. This is the one that we've been attacking. Oh, sorry, not on the right tool. Is this the one that's taken the damage from
No,
the?
it's the one in the
That
water.
one in the water.
I'm going to fire a chaos bolt at the one that Little Fox is fighting.
Okay.
How do we control this situation? Chat, yes. I made a mistake.
Okay, yeah, you chaos bolt that one. That hits.
Okay.
What does your chaos bolt look like? I guess we gotta find out what kind of damage it deals.
Yeah.
Yeah. It will depend. I get to what is that damage? Holy.
Yeah.
A 1, a 2, and a 3. All right, so 1 or 2, and you deal 6 of whatever type it is.
Yeah. So he breathes in, and like there are just many different colors in his hands, and he's trying to like push them together to form like a concentrated ball.
Mm-hmm.
And as he fires it out, like the colors like flash, and they keep flashing as they go. And when it hits, it is like these are both bad in my head. I don't want either acid or cold because they might be good against either. We'll say acid. So it like ends up as like a green corrosive ball that hits and just like splashes out and against the eat away the kelp and stuff that they're covered in.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so she shrieks as it hits her, like, just angry. And I mean, you can see her up close. These things are hideous, little fox. And it hits her and just like scowls and snarls. And yeah, it's not going good. So Malik, do you want to move or?
Yes. Okay. Goodbye. I didn't want to be near them.
Okay, so you fall back. All right, so these lovely ladies. Remember, if you cross through this terrain, it's difficult.
Yeah.
So these 3 lovely ladies, they're gonna take a turn. But before we do, let's take our last break, shall we? All right, stick around, cause it's my turn now. More Tomb of Annihilation when we return. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are going to conclude today's episode, hopefully not with too much bloodshed, of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation.
We'll find out soon enough.
Yes, we will find out soon
All
enough.
right. Come at me, Adam.
All right.
Let's go.
So, I believe each of these lovely ladies has to make, they have to make an action. So, two of them are within 30 feet of one another. The other will move first to get herself within.
Yeah.
So she moves 10, 20, 30. Actually, does she have a swimming speed? She's a fucking sea hag. Yeah, she does. All right, so she dives into the water, swims underneath the water, and then bursts up out of the water over here. So she does a move, and then she is going to cast a spell. She is going to... She's going to try to cast a spell on you, and I need you to roll a saving throw. Let me just get the spell here. So, my enraged friend, Little Fox, can you make a wisdom saving throw, please? The DC is... Well, I'm not going to tell you. You just roll.
You can have my inspiration. I told you to do this. This is my fault.
All right. I could be on a boat right now.
You sure could.
Paddling wherever the fuck I want to. I don't even need your inspiration. I'm so wise.
All right.
I have the wisdom of the crayfish. What do you got?
So you're able to resist the spell of the first hag. So she like, waves her hands and like gives you the evil eye, and you can feel your body starting to get like tense and your muscles start to like slow, and then you're able to rage through it, and the spell washes off of you like water. And then the second one, the one that is on the other side of you, you're attacking her sister in the middle. She is also going to cast a spell, and she like covers her eyes, hisses loudly at you, opens them, and then her eyes are these like dark voids of light, and she's going to try to use a spell effect on you. She tries to lock eyes with you. You need to make another wisdom saving throw, please.
Does her casting a spell on me while in melee
provoke attack of opportunity?
No. And that's not her. That's the other one.
I get a 15.
Okay. All right. So with a 15, I think you're okay. I think you don't have the effect this turn. Okay. All right. How long does this spell last? How long is her weird eyeball thing? Okay. Up to a minute with concentration. All right. So this one, I'll put a little scary eye on her, and she's the one casting that spell, and I'll add in. Also,
point of order, the one I'm standing in front of is the one that got shot already, right?
No. Two of them have been hit. The missiles hit this one.
Okay.
And then Malik shot that one with the Chaos Bolt.
Chaos Bolt. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I will add the Eyeball of Doom. And then it's 10 rounds. Okay. And then the hag in the middle. I think you're just straight up attacking her. So she holds up her hands and her hair lifts up off of her head, and you feel a tingling in your skin. There's like a crackling around you, and then there's a clap of thunder as a bolt of lightning leaps from her fingers and rips through your body. So let's see. You need to make obviously another save.
This is Dex.
This one's going to be Dex. Like throw yourself to the ground.
Does Danger Sense apply?
Danger Sense.
Yeah, Danger Sense applies.
Yeah. Cool. So I have advantage on against effects that I can see. So I see her going to cast a spell
so she's
on me, and like the hair is raised on the back of my neck, and so with advantage I get a 13.
All right, no, it definitely hits you. So you're gonna take full damage. Let me actually see.
Do you get
Ishi, you got to make the save too.
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So because I took Bear Totem, I am resistant to this damage type as well, unless it's Psychic Lightning.
No, it's not Psychic Lightning.
Supremely doubted.
So Ishi is in the line. It's 100 feet.
Yeah.
So it leaps.
One second. Do you have to meet or beat the spell
No,
DC?
oh, saving throw. It's essentially like a saving throw. You have to hit the number. That's the DC.
Right.
Like if someone
A
gets your armor
13.
class, it hits you.
A 13 is
13 is-
not. It's not enough.
Yeah.
They have as a coven 12 plus the int mod, which is 1.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is 13. Yeah. So you're gonna take half damage. So you both take half damage on this.
Great.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Dave.
Hit me with the damages.
Okay, so both of you take half
I
of.
don't want my friends to
No,
take
that's
lightning.
totally fair. Yeah, thank you. I thought it was
It's a
15
lot
for
of
some reason.
damage.
Both of you take half of 27 rounded down.
Oh boy.
So half of
And then-
27 rounded down is 13, and then I take
Okay.
half of that rounded down.
Yes, that's right.
again. So 13 goes to 6 for me.
Yeah, you take a quarter of that.
That
Damage.
just about half my HP.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see. They can cast the following spells, but share the slots. Okay, great.
Yep.
So they've cast one of these, and one of these, and one of these. Okay, great. Cool. Arcturus, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I want to see if I know anything about these creatures that look like me.
Yeah, make a.
Wait, you're one of them? These are tritons?
No.
No, they're scary. They're the same color as you, and they have kelp for hair. But no, what would you like to do with?
Sucks.
Like,
That
of
sucks.
all the
Like,
things for you to not know
it
about.
I know,
feels like
right?
I should know this.
Even if you had advantage on this, it wouldn't.
It's so dumb. That's like I hate when rolls do this when
So
it would
what-
make
Well-
sense, but
You know what it could be is that you just don't know anything useful about sea hags.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're like,
I
yeah,
think-
these are totally sea hags, and I am terrified.
I think that's
Well,
fair.
but
It's fair for you to
I was just
recognize.
I was just looking for like,
You rolled a 2.
do I know if they're like
You know
creatures
nothing-
that might be good?
You know nothing else. You rolled a 2,
because we
2.
attacked them.
even with advantage.
I know, but it doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does. You've never met a sea hag before in your life.
Yep.
Plus, remember, you're an anthropologist of the land and the sky. You've left the ocean domain.
I don't like this.
Well,
But-
you rolled a 2, and it never feels.
I mean,
good,
it
so
doesn't matter if
2
you
dice.
like it or not. 2 is a 2.
Here's where we are.
Okay. That's bonus action, 60 feet. All right. I don't want to get closer to them. But I have to get a little bit closer. So yeah, I think that I go up to like behind this bush fern thing. And I want to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
And cast it next to the one that Little Fox is grappling with.
60 feet. So yeah, right at theirs. Fine.
So it gets that free attack roll.
And then it snaps out on that one. And yeah, you hit it.
It hit it?
Yep.
Okay. That does 8 force damage.
Okay. All right.
So it just like snaps at them.
Yeah. So it snaps out and like whips one of them across the torso, and she snarls and like lashes out at it.
Malik shouts, "Focus one of them down."
Okay. So
Because
Azaka
does what she wants.
realizes the severity of this situation, and she drops her bow. We see her like she's holding her bow, and she's like throws it aside, takes off her quiver, throws it to the ground, and starts like taking her shirt off. Like she starts disrobing. And as she does, you hear her. It starts as a shout, but ends as a growl as she shapeshifts into her like tiger hybrid form.
Oh, what the hell?
So
Freaking wear something or other.
so she turns
Excuse me?
into a tiger lady. And like she's got armor on underneath her like robes, so she throws them aside and like huge claws, and then halfway running, halfway on all fours,
Okay.
rushes forward to try to save her friend. So as an action, she can polymorph into her tiger hybrid form, and she has her regular movement, so she's gonna run forward to try to protect.
Is this even her final form?
All right. So yeah, action to change, and then her move, and so she's running towards one of these hags with a killing intent. Ishi, what are you gonna do?
So I'm going to move 30 feet in this swordly direction.
Okay.
Then I am going to yell out to my dear friend Little Fox, and be like, "Smash it!" and commanding strike.
Okay.
Yeah, so that means I get to make an attack,
which
right?
means that you get to make an attack plus a D8.
Is the D8 on my attack roll or my damage
It
roll?
is on your damage roll.
Good luck to me.
Mm-hmm.
I get a 17. Does that hit it?
17 is definitely a hit. Yeah.
Cool. I do.
Shitty damage, but plus a D8.
So
not
I
bad.
deal 9 plus 8 for
17?
a total of 17.
And then I am going to action surge and shoot it.
Okay.
17
Yeah, that's a hit.
for 7. Twang.
Excellent. Okay. Little Fox, your turn.
So I have smashed this one,
Mhm.
and I will continue to smash it, but I'm going to move here.
Okay.
Just so I'm tangling with everything. I am going to do a reckless attack against the one that is between me and the whip.
The whip, the fish whip. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hit it
Yes, definitely a hit.
with a 25
Okay.
for 12 damage.
Excellent. All right.
So yeah, she kind of like steps into the river and like shoves that other one that's coming up out of the water, just like tries to like shove it back into the water while swinging at the other one.
Nice.
As
And I'm like, "Grr."
As a
Getting all
point
in
of
there.
order,
Oh,
I believe that
Sorry, go ahead.
I believe that commanding strike takes up Little Fox's reaction.
No, it takes up my reaction.
It takes up
pretty
your
sure.
action and bonus action, but I
Let me check. I'll look for you.
was sure there was something about a reaction.
Yeah, that's okay.
Uh,
The other thing that I
yeah.
the other thing I want to clear up here too is Little Fox, you're supposed to do this at the beginning of your turn, but I'll let you do it now. I'll let you get away with it. You need to make a DC 11 no, you have to make 3 DC 11 wisdom saves.
All right. You ready for this, Adam?
Yeah, hit me.
I'm going to look directly into the camera.
Do it.
One. I swear I'm clicking the thing. There we go.
There you
1, 2, 3.
Boom! All right. So
Holy
the
shit.
hag's horrific appearance does not affect you. You are
Way
you are
too angry to give a crap.
unaffected by their
Way
horrific
too
appearance. Nice. All right. Cool. Malik, it's your turn.
Yeah, I am gonna go as ham as I physically can.
Please, dear
so,
God.
we see the Chaos Bolt again, but this time bigger, a second level one. And as he pushes his hands together, he creates one Chaos Bolt, like bites his lip, draws a bit of blood, and twists, and he has 2. And he
Nice.
flies 2.
Another point of order
Mhm.
in chat earlier, it was said that because Chaos Bolt has the potential to, if you roll an 8,
Doesn't
become
count.
2.
Doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so that was pure speculation on chat's part.
I was just wondering.
The spell itself has 1 target. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That, I
No,
was
it's a good
just-
clarification. Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to attack. I'm actually going to attack the main target, and I'm going to attack the second one, because if I hit that, then if it's concentrating on a spell, I'm not sure what it's doing, but hopefully we can interrupt that.
Maybe it will become cross and make a mistake.
Okay,
Yeah,
so hold on. So you're firing through thick terrain. So I'm going to give her a bonus to her armor class if you're attacking through this biz.
I will move in
yeah.
that case.
So you want to move first.
Yep. Is that okay?
Well, I mean, yeah. There's two squares of difficult terrain between you and where you just went.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
sure.
that fern there.
I mean, you
So
can
10,
diagonal
20,
around that.
25, 30. So
Right. I'll
just
move.
one of these two. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then
sure.
from here you get a clear shot. Yep.
I'm going to attack the one next to Little Fox first.
Okay. So you split the two of them and hurl one chaos bolt.
Yep.
That's a hit. Yeah. So 15 damage.
Yep, that's 15 damage on that one.
Okay.
Did
And
you just roll 2 1s for the higher level?
What kind of damage? No. What kind of damage is it? 5 or 2?
Sorry, I've got to pull up the table. It's a confusing spell. What we got? 5 and 2.
Who picked this spell? Why would they do this?
This one is lightning.
Okay. All right. So you're basically just throwing lightning back at her. And yeah, she the bolt hits her in the chest, and she like spasms and falls down in the mud, sizzling. She appears to be dead.
Nice. And on the second one, 19.
Yep, that's a hit.
What do we got there? 3 and 3. Yes.
Okay. So it jumps to the other one too.
Yep, it does. Fire damage. So this is much more his wheelhouse. So I think this is why it bounces. So he fires one, pew, lightning kills it. Fires the second one, pew, and you see the fire well up as it hits her, and she takes 17 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I make another attack.
Okay.
So what's the rules for getting it to bounce around?
If it's
What
the
do you
same die, so we rolled a 3 and a 3.
18.
Yeah, and the second one, that's a hit.
Yeah, it doubles, it bounces. Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
And we'll deal another 17 points of damage of we've got 6 and 1. 6. Yeah, this does acid as well. That's tried and true.
Okay. All right.
So the bolts just pew, just different colors, just like pew,
just like splitting and flying around. Cool. All right. So one of them is dead. You do not break the concentration of the other. And you're good.
Yeah, and he looks over at Arcturus and like smiles. And he's just like, "That was a good one." Yeah.
All right, so now they can go. This one, let's see what her movement rate is. She's mad because you killed her sister. So she's gonna come towards you, Malik. So she comes over here.
Oh, why are you bringing witches over here?
And then
I hope you guys have the wisdom of the crayfish to protect you.
I sure don't.
I do.
Okay, let's see. For each of your turns, you can use your action to target another creature. Okay, so targeting Malik with her black eyes of doom. You need to make a wisdom save, please, Malik.
Wisdom save. Okay.
Nice. Okay, so you are free from this particular attack.
Yeah, he looks back at her, and for like a split second after he's used his meta magic, like he can't see it, but she looks, and his eyes have turned, and they're like reptilian slitted.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, so I got to keep track of who has successfully saved against her thing. So I'll put a little blue dot on you.
Just give us the eye icon as well.
Yeah, actually, that's a good call. Let's do that because blue we use for bless. So I'll give you a little creepy eye too. All right, so you have been successful in resisting her creepy eyes. Okay, so that's that one, and then this one, she's gonna stay where she is. And I think she doesn't really have any choice but to attack you, probably. Yeah, because you resisted her horrific appearance, and you're not frightened. So yes, here comes Claw. 7 damage.
I will take this damage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you'll half that damage.
I will take half of it.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. All right. Arcturus.
Oh, and by the way, Adam,
Yes.
because I did a reckless attack, she had advantage on her attack against me. So.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Arcturus, you need to make a saving throw against her horrific appearance.
Wisdom?
Wisdom.
It is a wisdom save, yes. Which for you shouldn't be too bad. Yep, you're fine. Okay, now you can take your turn.
She appears horrific. How far is this? That's okay. I can move that. So first bonus action, I'm gonna move my whip and do an attack against her with my whip, which I would just click the spiritual weapon again, basically.
Yep. There you go.
Okay.
So you hit her.
That is 9 force damage.
Nice. Good job.
And then, so yeah, the whip moves over and like lashes out again. And then I am going to probably we're going ham, right?
I mean,
They
yes.
are less scary now, but they are still deadly. Like, this is bad, but it's
If
annoying.
you nerds start getting scared of these things, is going to be a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And every round we take is another.
I'm the
chance
only
for
one
you
who
to get
hasn't
scared.
saved against the horrific
And
visage.
what
Azaka
is it?
hasn't.
Oh, yeah.
What is this? It's a saving throw.
Yeah, we're making lots of
Um,
saving throws against
an
these
ability
hags.
check.
So.
Yeah, wisdom saves.
So, can scrolls only be used once?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they burn up.
And they burn up. I'm just
I would say just
wondering
like
if I
bust
can
out your
help
whole spell arsenal that you have already.
and not
and
worry
we should
about
be
trying
good.
to help because I unequipped bless because we have the scroll, but I think bless helps with saving throw.
I think the main thing is just to kill them.
Just kill them
Yeah,
if you
just
can.
kill them. Don't worry about the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Them being dead is the best form of
Like
control.
focus firing each of these hags one at a time is our best move.
Okay. Well, I will then, I guess, use my movement speed to step out so there's not that like extra AC for trying to fire around a bush and guiding bolt. Oh gosh, where am I? What am I doing?
Very nice.
Guiding bolt,
Yeah,
the
you
one
hit.
that's by us, and
First
that
or
will
second level.
at first level. That'll do 14 radiant damage, and whoever
Nice.
next attacks her has advantage.
Okay.
And that is there we go.
Okay, and I'll roll her con save.
And then I will use the remaining movement speed of mine to
She's
GTFO.
Okay, great. All right, Arcturus. Thank you. Azaka needs to make 2 wisdom saves. Because she's within 30 feet of both.
We must determine whether or not she
Just
is
one. It was 35 for the other one, wasn't it?
a scaredy cat.
Oh yeah, she's just out of range, so he gets 1. Yeah, let's see.
Determine her scaredy cat.
She is afraid. She has the fear. She is a
knew
scaredy
it.
cat.
I knew it.
After the height.
It's like, I'm a cool werecat.
Well, she comes running up, and then the hag just turns and like hisses at her, like, and she like snarls and yelps in fear.
Fucking wrecked.
So she's frightened, which means disadvantage, and she can't move closer to the source of her fear. So she's gonna have to go to the other one.
Turns out.
Run screaming or stand and drool at him.
She runs shrieking. She's got a movement of 30 feet.
So she's gonna try and get close to the other one and have to make another wisdom.
She runs over to the other one because that's all she can do. And she's frightened, so she has disadvantage on these attack rolls, but she gets to attack. So here we go. So
I suppose it would be.
she moved at least 15 feet. She's going to try to pounce on this one. So she makes a claw attack. Which hits for 6. And then this creature needs to make a saving throw, strength save. Which it fails, so she's knocked prone.
Get spell interrupted, son.
And then so we'll make a con save for the hag. So there's the hag's
And-
con save. So her spell fails.
bookkeeping on all of this. That eats up the advantage from the guiding bolt because that's the next.
That is
friendly
correct. Yep.
Attack. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, she hit a.
Yep.
She hit her with a 24.
So runs, jumps on her, knocks her prone, and then she gets her second claw attack and a bite attack because it's prone. So second claw attack for 10 damage, which kills it.
Yes.
So she runs up to one of them. That one hisses and she like turns, runs off to the one, jumps on her, and then just like mauls her to death, like horrifically, just like tears her apart. She gets a bite attack, so she just bites the corpse and just like breaks its neck. So Azaka, covered in blood, she responds to her fear with anger. Cool.
Big Rusev.
So that was
I mean,
Azaka. Ishi, it's your turn.
This comes with the added benefit of me not having to make a wisdom
Yes.
save now because the hag is dead. So,
Yes.
I, of course, from my heroic position back here, go, kill it!
Just kill it.
And commanding strike.
Okay, yes, I will
On Ishi?
continue
Okay.
killing it.
Okay.
I get a 19
You hit.
for
Plus
16 plus
D8.
1.
No.
Oh my god, you almost kill it.
Yeah, of course. Anytime you get that, like
That one,
here's
you
the
know
bonus die,
how
you
many hit
roll a
points she
1,
has left.
it's like-
Also,
it's
I would
got
like
one
to.
more.
I would like to second wind.
Okay.
Oh no, I can't. Bonus action.
Yeah,
was
bonus
used.
action.
I can't.
Okay, so is your action to use the thing, or how does
It's my action and my bonus action to get that done.
All right.
Yeah.
So Little Fox now, because you go right immediately, so you have your turn.
She will continue smashing. So yeah, she's like, smash it, just kill it. Little Fox is like turning around while punching the hag in the head with the
I
hammer.
am
like,
killing.
and like continues, tangling with this thing.
I am killing it.
Is a 19 a hit with my reckless attacking?
Yeah, that's totally it.
Yeah, sorry, I was too busy describing flavor. I'm just constantly recklessly attacking these things. I hit for a bunch of damage. Please die. 13 enough?
Yes, that does kill her.
Boom!
Splorch.
I want to point out we passed every saving throw and hit every attack that combat. That's why we survived. We did not fail.
We just seem like badasses, but really we're
You're
as
very
usual,
lucky.
Yeah, and so she
so
turns and yells at Ishi, and then just finishes pounding this thing into the river, and the river runs green with her gross hag blood.
So Azaka, the wolf Azaka, looks over at you.
The tiger.
Yeah, tiger. Sorry, yeah, she's not a wolf.
Hey, tiger.
And she runs off into the jungle. She flees. She takes off this way. Yeah. She runs away from you into the jungle.
Did Azaka turn into a
Yeah, Malik
tiger?
runs after her.
Yeah, Little Fox didn't see any of this happen, but sees Azaka's clothes, and just while she's
she dropped her
shaking the
bag
blood
and
off,
she just runs off into the jungle.
Yeah, Little Fox just scoops up her stuff and looks kind of sad, and looks at Ishi being with a quizzical look.
She's gonna be okay. Malik's dealing with it.
Okay, so there is a risk here, Little Fox, that if Malik chases her into the jungle, Malik could get lost in the jungle without you and without Azaka, right? Because it's going to be much harder for Malik is running off into a bad situation. Just a thing that occurs to you.
I think because I'm coming out of my rage and I've picked up this stuff, and then I'm and I look at the boat and at Ishi and then into the jungle, and then I end up running into the jungle after them.
Okay. So she wants to get away from you. She wants to flee.
Malik is just shouting after her. He's like, "It's all right. You don't need to be scared. I know you didn't want to share this with us.
We're
No,
all
it's-
monsters."
Yeah, exactly. We're all monsters."
So she's gonna flee. I don't think this is she can't hear you, or she's possessed by her tiger form. I don't know what the appropriate biz is here for trying to chase after her.
Is there a difference? Is there a difference in their speeds?
Yes, she's faster. Yeah.
Yeah,
In her tiger form, she has 10 feet more per round than you do.
I rapidly notice she's getting away. I'm not athletic at all. And after maybe 100 feet, maybe 10, 15 seconds, I stop panting. And
Yeah, I think I think in this case it isn't likely for you to run after her, but you could try to track her later if you wanted to.
yeah. So he stops, and presumably Little Fox
catches up, and then just looks around, sniffs the air, and then shoves all of Azaka's stuff into your your arm area, and doesn't wait to see if you catch it or not, and starts feeling around the ground and looking at Azaka's paw prints, I assume, in the jungle dirt.
Yeah, at one point, quite quickly, it goes
for
from bipedal with some semi hand claw prints to just 4 tiger paw prints.
And yeah, as soon as she sees that, Little Fox just stops and turns around and looks at Malik and shakes her head, and walks back towards the canoe. Little Fox sees that as a sign that Azaka doesn't want to be followed. and is the type to respect that. Because I also ran into the woods for maybe like 100 years to live on my own, so I get it.
Yeah.
So you come back towards the boat, and Ishi's trying to like mind the boat.
I think that yeah, I'd like to do something as well if we have a second.
Yeah, I mean, there's time now. Like the fight is over. There's like hideous hag corpses on the ground.
Check the hags.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that Arcturus goes up to one of them and like that's dead on the ground and like lifts up like the kelp hair. And there's a moment where he's like, they probably look a little less scary now that they're bleeding and dead. And there's a moment where he's like, these things are very similar to the elders of my kind.
It's a bunch of old Tritons.
I do not like that this was not right. This was not good.
I disagree. I did not want to be eaten by scary sea witches.
And this is very much Arcturus's mistaking the situation and like
the thing is that I think that we were having a conversation with people who were offering us dinner, and then we refused. As creepy as it is, like they are just people who are offering us food, and like I don't know they're chaotic evil. Like that's not something that I like perceived. I got a 2 on my roll. All I know is
Okay, so let's have this conversation. I'm into it. Like, we don't have to talk about it out of game. It's fine. Like, these characters are going to disagree. Because I think the next thing that Ishi says is,
you don't know ambushes like I know ambushes. This was an ambush.
So every creature that lives in these jungles is just automatically trying to kill us.
I just make that assumption generally about most things. Yeah.
Perhaps things are different here. I still don't like it.
Do we walk back at this point? Do we hear any of this conversation?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we come back to this argument happening.
Yeah, it seems to be like tapering off for you two, and then Malik starts, and he's like, "What in the God's name was that? I had it under control. We were going to be fine, and now we've lost Azaka."
They were approaching at a very hostile-looking teeth and things they said.
No, I can talk to people. When you speak to people, it makes them angry and want to kill you. I understand this is your experience, but I can talk my way out of a situation. We were safe. You didn't need to shoot them. There didn't need to be violence, and Azaka would still be with us.
Okay, well, next time you want to talk to the scary things that are going to kill us, I'll just stand over there.
As a point of order,
like you were meant to.
When Little Fox talks to scary monsters, creatures, to talk them down, you don't interfere with that, and you don't attack them until Little Fox tells you that things are going poorly.
That's not true. If they look like they're going to be violent, I shoot them all the same.
So that scorpion, the giant snake, those things that Little Fox talked down for us looked like, or indeed actually attacked us first.
I didn't think that you were going to sit down and have a delicious meal of boar with the giant snake.
You didn't think at all, and that was the problem. I was doing the thinking.
At a certain point in all of this, Little Fox just says, like, at a medium volume, but very sternly, just says, "Boat." And then points.
Boat.
Yeah, and like glowers at each of you individually because you're all arguing and it's pointless, and just like points to the boat.
Now, little Fox.
She like droops and looks dejected at the boat.
I'm gonna put this in your hands, Little Fox, because I want you to make this decision because everyone else is like arguing and stuff. But you have noticed 3 sets of clawed human like web toe footprints in the mud of the river that lead off into the jungle nearby. You can see some like bloody scrapes on the ground where they dragged the boar that may lead back to the place where these hags live. Now, if you want to bring that up with your friends and be like, you can, or you can be like, boat. but I think you're the only one that would notice this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so she'll like grab Malik's like shirt again, in her way of like, asking for his attention. Just like grab his front and like point him at me. And then I like indicate the tracks.
She's right. Ishi, I'm sorry. We didn't need to fight, and I don't want to lose our guide, our friend Azaka. This isn't your fault. You were scared. It was reasonable.
It's fine. It's just, I'm supposed to keep everybody safe, including me, and they didn't look that safe. That's all I'm saying.
No, it was a difficult situation.
And like, there's again the idea in Arcturus's mind, like they look like me, and you're saying they don't look safe. Like that's making me feel severely uncomfortable. And so I feel like he just like gets up and like goes back towards the boat, even though he hates the boat. Like I don't think that he's not going
to go be miserable in the boat.
Yeah.
And so Little Fox is gonna like take a look in the direction of these tracks go for like the hag hut. They're like bird-legged house that they live in or whatever it is.
Well, they're sea hags, so yeah. I mean, do you want to try to follow the tracks?
Yeah, I think she'll like.
Okay.
She just walks with the expectation that the party.
Everyone in the group take inspiration, if you don't already have it.
Yay!
Yeah. And then we're kind of running out of time.
And so maybe this is the thing. Rather than like carry on too much, I've written down what you might find if you follow the hut and get back there. But we could start there.
We'll start with the hag.
Yeah, let me give you experience now though, because otherwise I will totally forget to do it later.
It should be a fair amount.
They're lower CR than you'd think. Everybody gets 150 experience.
That's not too bad.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I think they're lower CR because they. If you kill one of them, they all lose their magic ability, and if you also their AC is really low, and they don't have that many hit points. They're just 3 like kind of fragile spellcasters.
Did you say 150?
150. Yes.
I would ask you, Adam.
Yes.
I know on Kobold Fight Club, which we normally use, it lists 3 hags and a coven of hags separately, and the coven is way higher CR. So it might be worth more XP.
My thing that I've got here. Does not, the monster manual like entry that I have anyway doesn't show any change in the XP.
Yeah, it's not listed in the manual if I remember right. I remember.
I'm just going with what the manual has. Yeah.
Okay, that's totally fine. I just wanted to check with you whether that was consideration. I like hag covens as well. I've used hag covens myself.
So if we go with that calculation, let me just do it to see.
Sure.
If they were just one CR4 thing, it would be only marginally higher.
Yeah.
But I also they didn't have any like special coven abilities. So again, for everybody getting very picky about this, I'm using literally the encounter from the adventure, Tomb of Annihilation. I know the players don't care, but I just want to clarify this. Yeah. So the encounter from Tomb of Annihilation only shows specifically the individual stuff for the hag. So sea hags in this case. Yeah.
I'm very happy to.
It's all good.
Allow that.
The difference is only like 50 XP anyway.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Let me just double check real quick. I'm looking at all of the information here. Yeah, okay. So a sea hag that is part of a coven, it's listed in the entry for the like actual monster. It's just buried further down. It means I have to recalculate the whole thing.
Sure.
Give me 1 second. So I see it now. So it is in the book. So let's see. Which is weird because it seems like they're over. Like CR2 seemed reasonable.
Right.
I think we got pretty lucky there.
We did.
Yeah, like the second I'm feared by them.
Yeah. I mean, again, CR, we've talked about CR being a thing, but
Yeah, difficulty has so many.
Well, so does this mean it's one? So again, confusing. It says here that a hag that is part of a coven is CR4. So it was 3 CR4 monsters, not 1 CR4 encounter.
Yes.
Okay. Sea hag in a coven. See, that seems like a crazy high amount of experience. Because this
Totally up to you.
way,
But they have like a bunch of basically save or lose mechanics.
but the saves are so low.
They'd still save or lose though, right?
No, there's no save or die. There's one eye
save
bite.
will be unconscious.
Yeah.
That's save or lose to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. We're not about it. So technically, they're worth 6. You each get 660 experience.
Okay.
Do you
And I mean,
remember-
it takes
Or should we
it takes
talk
us
about?
2,700 to level up.
Yeah.
so-
No, I understand. It's 660, but yeah, it's weird because they're so fragile. Like one of them dies, the others become essentially useless if you make that one save. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know.
So how many?
Which are we going with?
660.
660?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how many did we just add?
The difference
150.
between 660 and 150.
I
Which
forgot
is
what it was.
510 extra on top
Is
of
that-
that.
Oh, I'm probably not the same as you anymore.
You got
Unless
the
I-
XP.
Blue Jay, I'm at 1890.
Yeah, that's what I have as well.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so it's one of those things where like luck just like held out, right? Like
we just got really lucky.
We hit every single attack.
I was pretty concerned that I just caused a TPK like by being
Yeah.
aggressive there.
it's interesting. Like I feel like just as like a last point of commentary, I feel like pretty universally the monsters in 5e are lower AC than you would expect. And a lot of their abilities, you kind of have one shot, and if you succeed at it, you're fine. Like the spells, how it's like you get held, but usually it's only for like a round or two, unless you're really unlucky. Whereas players have a tendency to hit more or less like most of the time, and their abilities tend to be like you take a shit ton of damage. Yeah, it's
I
interesting.
mean, like if the AC is 14, you still have 75% of your. Well, I mean, depending on your like pluses, you still have a very good chance of not hitting. And we've gone through some combat encounters where luck was not on our side. This one just happened to be one where we hit every time we tried to attack, and none of us failed that wisdom save.
I also think that 3 hags in a coven, had we not been the ones to initiate the fight, if it had been like 3 hags in a coven, find you in the night, and
yeah,
you
sure.
know, like
but
that
again, that's
changed-
not that's not the way that stuff is calculated. It's calculated outside of like assuming any of that stuff. So
I think most of the CR would come from the idea of like you're frightened, you're unconscious. You're frightened, you're unconscious.
well, yeah, except that's 2 saves in a row you have to fail, and it's only DC 13. So
Yeah, but you know, you roll a one unlucky die and it ends the fight entirely.
for one character, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't think that like I felt like they were worth the 220, not the 660, but it super doesn't matter. Like it's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, cool. All right. Good job. I'm surprised you didn't get wiped out or even like no one died. Good work.
I was very concerned that I'd screwed us,
Yes,
basically.
yeah. I thought you might have to run too. But nice work. Good job, everybody. Cool. Well, let's bid the stream farewell for this episode. I'll talk at the end about the next episode. Do you want to go first, Elf? Where can people find you on the internet?
Oh, of course. Hello, I'm Distracted Elf. You can find me over at twitch.tv/DistractedElf or on Twitter at DistractedElf, where you can follow me doing all kinds of things and, kobold stuff. Definitely.
Excellent. Yes, there are a lot of kobolds.
Digging and shinies, I guess.
For a channel named after an elf, a lot of kobolds. Awesome. Enter?
I'm Andrew. You can follow me on Twitter at Comedian Crow or on twitch.tv/actualfactual. And I have a game I'm designing called Girl by Moonlight. That's a magical girl hacking blades in the dark. And you can watch me design that and come and comment and whatever on my channel.
Thank you. Dave?
Hey everyone. Thank you all for coming and watching. Really glad to be back. I missed playing a lot last week. And gonna miss me when I don't talk about it this week. But anyway, I just want to real quick shout out as well as my stuff. We are friends. This cast. When we discuss like this, we're not getting mad at each other.
Oh no, yeah.
We'll be back and we'll be having fun again next session. You don't have to worry about any of that. We like playing to the rules and we like making sure the rules make sense for us.
And yelling at each other in character.
Yes,
Yes.
that was all in character.
Sometimes
You're
out of
all
character.
evil bastards, but we're friends. So what does that make me?
And for me, Dame_the_human on Twitter. Going to be scheduling for the other game that we play, a character creation stream sometime next week. So follow me there, and Dave_human on Twitch for info on when that's going to happen.
Awesome. Thanks, Dave. Blue Jay.
Hi, I'm Blue Jay. You can find me at twitch.tv/BlueJay or on Twitter at BlueJay_712. Like the rest of this crew, I also do Burning Wheel on Thursdays at 11 a.m. most weeks, not next week. And I'm also doing a Divinity Original Sin 2 GM mode RPG on Monday mornings on twitch.tv/roll4 and it. Which has been very interesting because I've never done anything in the Divinity GM mode. It's pretty neat. Other than that, I'm playing a lot of Divinity. I'm almost done. I'm very excited. And yeah, going to PAX Unplugged next week.
Cool. Yes. So that's the main thing. I will do my shows. Hi, hello. My name is Adam. I am the Dungeon Master. You can find me at twitch.tv/AdamKoble or on Twitter at Skinny Ghost. If you want to watch any of our previous episodes, you want to check out any of the other stuff that this group does, we have lots and lots of role-playing content on our YouTube and Twitch channel. You can find the links down below. It's pretty much Roll20 app everywhere you go. And you can find this module in the Roll20 marketplace if you want to play your own Tomb of Annihilation and see if you can take on the fish ladies and their scary spells. See if your group is as lucky as ours. Next week, we will be taking a break from the show because of PAX Unplugged. If you're going to PAX Unplugged and you see us around, which is say Blue Jay and I, say hello, stop by, and we'll hopefully you'll have as much fun as we will. We're gonna play some role-playing games and hang out and do panels, and it'll be a cool thing. We'll be back the week after. In the interim, on twitch.tv/roll20 app, there'll be some kind of stuff. There'll be some stuff. So follow us on Twitter for announcements about that. That's it for us. We'll see you in 2 weeks for more Tomb of Annihilation. Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye. Don't get killed by sea hags.